Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. I need to test something real quick. You guys are going to help me with something. Do you hear, besides my voice, do you hear any music? Because there's supposed to be music, and I've gone back in my VODs and I've noticed that there's no music, and I'm a little annoyed, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Is there music? No? See, I want music, because I had my music layer and it hasn't worked for months now and I can't figure out what it is. It works when I preview it, when I'm recording, like not streaming, but then when I stream it seems to not work and I don't know what's going on. Okay, when I turn on monitor, it doesn't play. That is interesting. What if I do that? Check. No music still? What's going on? Hold on, I'll turn on monitoring so I can hear the music, because the music track's supposed to be playing. Oh wait. Do you hear it now? It's a very faint, I think. How do I skip the track? Do you hear like a little... You hear something going on? You heard it for a brief second? Okay. Hold on. I just want to fix this and then we'll jump into it, because this has been bothering me for so long. Because it's so awkward. I feel like I'm way less boring. Like I'm way less interesting without music. I always need music all the time. Okay, how's that? Can you hear it? It's sort of like a synth. It should sound like a synth, sort of just doodling around. Let me know if you guys can hear it. You can? Okay, good. Oh. Okay, what if I do this? Is it still there, or is it gone? I think it's switched tracks now. It should be some guitar, I think, that's supposed to be playing. Yeah, okay, so it switched to a new track. Okay, so you guys can hear it. Good. Oh my god, you have no idea. I don't know what I did. I just turned it off and on and now it's working. I don't know why that hasn't worked in the last few months, but it's working now. So thanks guys for your help. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's jump. Let's jump into it. So continuing off yesterday, we're gonna do some palettes on Calder. I'm also like, because I did some touching up and I also added some basic fills. These are not going to be the colors, by the way. If you remember yesterday, because I copied all of Gabby's layers, which have Gabby's colors on them. So all of these are Gabby's suit colors, and they're just placeholders so that I know that I want to make things different colors. But the actual colors we're going to pick are not going to be these ones. These are just placeholder colors. Just so that I could have a fill in there and you didn't have to watch me like fill in everything, because that's kind of boring. So I've got some fill, but I'm also like looking at it now in the morning. I'm not sure if I want to try more stuff with the pockets. I actually took one of the pockets out because we had 4 pockets yesterday. So I'm not, yeah, like it might just be the colors, I don't know, but I'm like not, I'm not sure if I should try one more thing with the detail, like the pockets and stuff, or if I should just leave it. I don't know. What do you guys think of the pockets? I used to have 4. I've made it 3 because I thought 3 would be easier to do. And then we've got this pouch. I was thinking maybe to add a belt, but I guess overalls don't have belts. That doesn't really make sense because that's why they have the straps. So I might not. I don't know. A belt. I don't know. Maybe a belt would be good because you can hold some stuff on it. But then he's got pockets, so I don't know. I'll do a version with the belt because I just want to see how it looks, and then we'll get into the coloring because I just want to make sure that I'm happy with the detail. Because every time I like draw something new, I always think of some new detail to add or to change. So I wanna do another just pass of this just to try out another idea because I haven't actually. This is just the first iteration, so we'll see what else comes out. I'll try really quickly to just change up the pockets a bit and just, I don't know, just so that we have something to compare with and see what we like. We might end up liking this the best, but I just want to try out something. He's looking very what? Oh my goodness, don't make me blush. Stop complimenting me. Now I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life now. That is the first compliment I've received this year. Thank you. Someone else was here. Yeah, the Anna. Excited to finally catch one of these. Well, I'm excited too. Yeah, I know it's tough. I'm in the other side of the world, so it's kind of hard for people to catch me because I don't stream consistently, and I am not in Los Angeles. I know, shocking. Yeah, sorry guys to break your bubble, but I'm actually not in Los Angeles. That's just a bit. I'm actually not. I'm not in California like every YouTuber. I'm so sorry. Overalls do have belts? Oh, cool. I didn't know. Well, I mean, I've never worn overalls, so I mean, what's the bear's name? Calder is his name. We can write his. Let's write his name in like the architect font to make it look cool. Have you guys seen what architect writing looks like? It looks so cool. I'm not really good at it because I haven't practiced, but it has like this slant to it. Architecture, handwriting. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's really, really, I like this style of handwriting. It's very angular and everything's like tilted slightly. And I've been trying to imitate it for so long, but my handwriting's terrible. So, I mean, yeah, it's so nice. I don't know what it is. I gotta download this font file. That's what I gotta do. But yeah, I like it. But yeah, that's the weird irony, is that I can draw, but my handwriting is completely terrible. I cannot, like, I hate handwriting. It's like, oh, Ray, you're just drawing letters. You're just drawing a font. What's so hard about that? And it's like, it's really difficult. I don't know what to tell you. Like, writing letters is more difficult than drawing characters. Okay, let's try it. We'll do this one with the belt. I'm like half like wondering if I should give him like the Murray belt from Sly Cooper. Have you guys seen? Okay, I don't know if do people still know who Sly Cooper is? I hope so. It's an epic game. But Murray he's one of my favorite, like, it's just, I don't know why, but I love his design. Because he has a belt, but no pants. And I always thought that was just the funniest thing. So we might give him a belt like that. I don't know, it's just so funny to me for some reason. So yeah, we'll make it thicker, we'll give it a massive thick belt. We'll give him, because the thing is, because I've got some feedback on his other design, and I noticed that people didn't like the glowy bits on Calder, so we're not going to do any of that neon glow stuff, because his old belt had like this glow on it that people didn't like it, so I'm not going to do that. But I want him to have like a nice, I don't know, hey, like a futuristic, you gotta, like, it's like this shape. That's like the key. Like, you want to make something look sci-fi, you just put that in it. There you go. I use that on Gabby all the time. And I've also titled the stream properly this time, because yesterday I forgot to change the stream title. So it said blueprints, and I wasn't doing blueprints. So it probably confused a lot of people. I'm sorry about that. I just forgot to change the title. Maybe he just has no pouch and just a belt instead. Yeah, belt, actually, like, if it were me wearing this costume, I would prefer having a belt than a pouch. Because a pouch, it's like, if it's like on the overall bit, it's like one of these, right? I got a lot of pockets on this shirt. But it'd be like having one of these, and imagine like putting important things in here. Like, I'll take like my headphones or something. You put them in, and it fits, but it leaves like this bulge. And I don't like bulges, I don't like that. So, if I was wearing Calder's costume, I would not want to have a big bulge where my belly is, because Calder's already pretty big, and you know, you don't need to we don't need more volume. So maybe a belt, because with a belt you can hang stuff, you can have like little pockets on the belt. I think if it were me wearing it, that's what I would prefer, because I like belts. Because then, you know, you can have little pouches for different things. I'll show you, hold on, Jedi belts. This is one of my favorite belt designs, is the Jedi Knight belt. This is just so cool. Like, they have like pouches like this on it and stuff. And also, I always thought that the food capsules that they put on are the absolute coolest thing of all time. These little capsules. Like, how cool is that to have food in a capsule? Like, that's just awesome. So, you know, pouches like this maybe we can try. And I just realized that these food pellet things are most likely, those just look like pen caps, don't they? Maybe they are, I don't know. But yeah, you can have a belt like this. So yeah, I'm gonna give that a try. And yeah, you can holster a lightsaber on it, which Calder definitely needs, so yeah, we'll give that a shot. Watch Star Wars for... Wait, you haven't seen Star Wars? Whoa. No. Most people today, like... I think it's becoming more normal to have not seen Star Wars now, with today's generation. And I wouldn't blame you, because like, I wasn't a big fan of the newer ones, but I grew up with the old ones and the prequels. You know, it's funny, because Star Wars is not what it used to be, like, culturally, I think. Because... it used to be this thing that everyone saw. Like, when I was little, everyone knew Star Wars. Like, if you hadn't seen it, it was like heresy. But nowadays, it's kind of like not as universally loved anymore. Like, there's more people kind of don't like it now. And I can kind of see that. But I think there's an appeal to it, I think. And I think if you're a kid, you'll enjoy it the most, because the movies are for kids. And that's not me. That's like George Lucas himself said that they are kids' movies. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, but like the actual like movie productions, like they're pretty good. Like, I didn't used to like the original ones when I was little, because they were like aged and they were like from the 80s or whatever. But I've grown to appreciate them more with like time, because the story and the archetype sort of the whole thing is it's so classic. Like, you can't not like it, I think, with the older ones. Because yeah, when you look past like the film grain and the you know, the bad CG and the what else, whatever it's got, just the way people talk, you know, because people, like, the way that people talk in the 70s is kind of different. But if you get over that stuff and the audio and stuff, like, it's a really good, you can see why it's classic. With the prequels, I think that really depends on whether you were there or not when you were like growing up with it. I grew up with it, so I really like them, but I don't like them because of the like all the criticisms people have of it. I totally agree with, but when you're a kid, just the sheer imagination of the whole thing and the vision of it all, I was really behind. I know a lot of people didn't like the execution of the prequels, but I thought the costumes, the world design, like those bits I thought were really good. I know everyone criticizes the acting, but I thought, like, I think people kind of don't appreciate just how like revolutionary that was at the time, because this is like, movies weren't doing that much CG back then. And that was like one of the first, like the prequels were some of the first movies to like heavily use CG like everywhere. Like that's kind of normal now with Marvel, but in 1999, like that wasn't as common. And they had to make a lot of like breakthroughs. And yeah, sure, it's aged a bit now, but just the sheer like vision of the whole thing. Because now that I'm a bit older, because I used to look up to George Lucas a lot when I was a kid. And I actually wanted to be a movie director. Because I used to watch the behind the scenes DVDs and stuff for Star Wars, and I was like, I saw George and I'm like, I want to be like him, because I really just liked the fact that he had this idea that he wanted to do and he just did it. And it's kind of a shame, because now that I'm older, I can kind of get why he was so alienated from Hollywood, because I've watched interviews with him now, like since when I was a kid, like more recent ones, and it's obvious that he didn't, at least my interpretation of it is that George, he knew what he wanted to make, and he was kind of always fighting against the industry from the looks of it. Because no studio was like going to take Star Wars, and I think Fox took it just on a, just by pure chance. Like he tried 20 different ones or something, and none of them wanted to do it. So I had a lot of respect for him for that, because he wanted to kind of avoid sort of changing too much because of Hollywood, which I kind of respect now. Like, as someone who's trying to make stuff, that's something I can get behind. I know that, people didn't like all the choices he made, but I don't think that's really the point. Like, for me, when I look at George, it's like, he had this vision in his head of like what he wanted, the story he wanted to tell, and he did it. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but I can respect like the commitment to telling the story of the Skywalkers, because I think the story itself, production aside, I think it's a good story. It's solid. I think it has to be good, otherwise it wouldn't have caught on and become pop culture. I think if it was bad, it wouldn't be popular at all. So I think there's definitely some merit, but yeah, I can kind of now get, now I'm older, like why people didn't really dig the prequels as much because of like the execution. But I think, acting aside, everything else I thought was like the costumes, the colors, the music. I mean, no one's ever criticized the music. It's John Williams, but like all that stuff, I just thought was it's such a cool place to travel to as a kid in your imagination. I thought, like, I haven't seen any other sci-fi space thing that feels like Star Wars, or like the old Star Wars. I'm not talking about the new stuff. New stuff is kind of didn't really dig. Imagine Calder hangs a thermos filled with soup. A thermos filled with soup? Yeah. Okay, well, let's try and draw some pouches on his belt, shall we? I rambled about Star Wars long enough. But yeah, you should... I think Star Wars, you should watch it at least once. Just to, like, I don't know, get what people... Like, when people talk about Star Wars, just to kind of get what they're talking about. And, there's some good bits in there, but you don't have to enjoy it. But I think it's an experience. And it's kind of a time capsule, I think, too. Because one thing I do like about it is that it sort of bridged a lot of generations of people together. Because my mom, she grew up with the originals in the 70s, and I grew up with the prequels. So I kind of did like how George was able to create this bridge between the old and new fans. And I know that, there's definitely also conflicts between those groups too, but I think when I look back at like documentaries from when The Phantom Menace came out, like the amount of dads that were excited to take their kid to see Star Wars when they themselves had seen it as a kid, I thought that was really special. Whether, the actual like contents of the movie aside, like, I mean, I know that not everyone liked The Phantom Menace, but I don't know, I thought the idea of that was really nice. Like, just sort of the excitement and the fact that you can sort of share something with your kid. I kind of like the idea of that, because I think a lot of parents You know, they don't really get what their kids are into. But if there's that thing like Star Wars that can kind of bridge them and bring them together, I don't know. I really thought that was cool. Just in concept. Oh, I don't know. Is that pouch? I think that pouch is kind of not. Maybe I won't put one there because yeah, his belly kind of. Yeah, it's a weird. I don't know. Maybe I should bring the belt a bit lower. Yeah, I think I need to bring this down a little bit. It's too high up. Yeah, and I need to rotate it a bit. So last night I was just touching this up a bit and I changed some of the proportions. So his neck is a little bit longer than it was yesterday. And I did some flipping of the canvas and stuff because I didn't do that yesterday. So I made sure to try and like you sort of make everything a bit less wonky, which I hope I've done. You could do a great ramble podcast. Thanks. Yeah, I probably could. Hopefully. But that would take, I don't know. How much work is it to do a podcast? I don't know. Sounds like a lot of work if you want to do like a nice sort of production. No, I think I won't bother with the pouch there. I don't know. I think I need a, this patch is too little. I need to make it like bigger. It looks too much like his belt buckle. And then I need to make the belt buckle less, with less volume. I'm wondering if I should, because I'm trying to be careful not to overdo it. Because the less detail I design, the less I have to model. Because I was thinking, should I create like these little, I don't know. Should I do like something here or not? No, I think I'll leave it. But I'll add like, add little accents to the belt maybe. Or maybe I do like some kind of pattern like that. Just like having little lines and stuff. And I know it's not obvious with the lineup, but I'll color the belt buckle differently. I'm just wondering about now that the torso. I'm liking the bottom half, but I'm just thinking about the torso with the pockets there. I don't know if those look too empty just by themselves. Like, I don't know if I need to like shrink them or make them bigger, bring them down. I don't know. Just messing around, see what feels good. I don't know, maybe that. Because I'm just worried, because I'm just thinking, like, if I was wearing this, where would I feel comfortable? I guess yeah, sort of like where this is. So the pockets need to kind of end on this part of his chest and start a bit higher. So I think I might need to bring that up maybe a bit. Because I feel like if you have the pockets there, like it just feels uncomfortable. I'm just trying to think, like if I was wearing this and if I had Calder's proportions, what would feel comfortable? And I think I'd want the pockets a bit higher. Because like, I don't want it sitting like where that muscle is. I think it would just feel kind of odd. So maybe I move all of that up so that it's like his belly. Because if it's like going into his belly and like over it, I don't know, it just feels like that. Like having a pocket there would just not feel good to me. And it should be like where I've got my ones. Like it should be along here. That's where I feel like they should be. But his shoulders, I don't know how much I could bring these up without it looking kind of strange. Yeah, like maybe that's where I feel like I would want them, but then it leaves all this empty space below it, which doesn't really look good. So, Let's move that back. Very friend shaped. I concur. Do I have any personal play testers? Currently, like maybe one or two. I'm planning to do something about that later. Because yeah, we've just it's complicated. With play testing. Because there are times to focus on it, and there are times to just sit down and work on stuff. I've been getting bits of feedback here and there when needed, but I think there needs to be more, like we're working on that right now, of like working on some levels and stuff, and we need to have more of that in, I think, before I want to get people's opinion on it. Because yeah, it's sort of at that point where it's like we want less of the experience for people trying stuff to. I want less of that to be them looking at it and going like, oh yeah, it looks a bit unfinished. Like I want to have a bit less of that. I'd like for people to say that less, because if you test like earlier, you have that thing of, oh yeah, this is cool, but I know you'll change it, so I'm not gonna like point it out, because like when it comes to things like animations or something, like that's something that'll get pointed out, and it's like, yeah, this is like some aesthetic thing that'll get touched up later, but they notice it still, and it's mostly just things like that, and it's like, all right, well let's like sort that stuff out, and then so that way all of those little distractions are gone, and then they can focus on like the, you know, on the actual contents of things. So that's kind of what we're working on at the moment. But yeah, I'm planning to kind of, well, I've been planning something. Does my character have hit detection? I don't think so. Looks very huggable. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, I spelt his name wrong. Sorry, because all of you kept saying Calder, and I'm like, why are you saying that? And it's because I spelt his name wrong. It's Calder with a D. I forgot that. There we go. Sorry, buddy. I spelt your name wrong. So sorry. You know, that's yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was like, yes, I don't know. I missed that detail. Yeah, but he is huggable. I don't... It's just this middle bit. I don't know if I should just leave it empty or not, or have some kind of like, I don't know. Let's like add. I'm just gonna try and draw stuff and just see if there's anything that sticks out to me. Nah, I was thinking maybe putting stripes, but I don't know. Nah. Maybe we'll try and add that pouch back in. Or no, hey, how about this? We make it like a hoodie pouch. Maybe we do that. Why is Calder so cute? I don't know. Okay, I can't help it. I don't know. Because I get that a lot. Everyone always tells me that. Even like my enemy robots, they said were cute, and I'm like, shut up! I don't know why they're cute. They're supposed to like the robot enemy robot is supposed to be like threatening, but everyone said it was adorable. I'm just like, god damn it. I don't know. Maybe that's my secret superpower, is that I can just make anything cute. So we'll give him hoodie pockets, because then that way it's like I can have him posed with his hands in his pockets if I want. But I think then it needs to be spread out more. It looks too much like underwear with that shape. I need to like spread them out like yeah, like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is kind of more... I like this more, I think. Just gotta get the angle right. Yeah. Is that... No, I think it's a little too wide. We'll cut it off like there. And maybe we'll move it up just a bit. It's a little too close to his belt. Needs a bit of space. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that. Dig the sweatshirt pouch. Yeah, I guess it will, because the other one, it sort of like opens from the top, and I guess I was trying to do a hoodie pouch shape, but I got it upside down. So yeah, maybe I'm not okay. No, I'm not too sure about those little accents though. I might take those out because I don't want it to be too detailed. Yeah, I think I like this more. Yeah, because you can kind of just sort of... It's like one of those ones where you can go through them like with your hands. Give Calder... Well, he will have a cat, okay. He's gonna have one. This one. Hold on, let me... Yeah, here's his cat. There we go. Got him. Yeah, that's right. I drew this in 1 millisecond, guys. Yeah. I just drew that right now, and I'm putting it in the scene. Actually, how big would Gabby... I think Gabby would be, like, roughly that... I think maybe that big, or that big, in comparison. That's what I'm thinking. Alright. Let's, Well, yeah, it's funny enough, it's not that different. It's just slightly changed. I don't know. What do you guys think of the belt? Because I've got it with the belt and without the belt. Teach me your instant drawing way. Oh yeah, easy. So you just go to Photoshop and you click the eyeball to turn a layer on. Bam. You can instantly draw. Is she small or is he big? I'll let you decide that. How about connecting the shoulder belts with the belt on the hip? Oh, do you mean like having the overall straps come all the way down? I'm not sure. I don't know. I think that'll create too much like geometry. Because I want there to be some stuff on his torso, but I don't want there to be these big lines going down it. I'd rather have lines going across it rather than down it. And I can't explain why. I just feel like there's some little like thing with stripes, and I can't remember the exact rule, but if you have stripes going across, it either makes you look slimmer or fatter, but I can't remember which. And if you have stripes going down, it makes you look tall, I think, or something. There's something like that. I can't remember exactly. ENIAC thinks it's too much. Seatbelt looking good. What color am I planning? I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure that out. You're like, okay, people like the belt, cool. Because on the one hand, it looks like they look kind of more like overalls in this one, I think. It looks more comfortable, but this one looks more like he's working. This one looks more like he's on a farm, I think. Like he's sitting back on his this one without the belt gives me the vibe of sitting on his rocking chair with a lemonade watching the cows, whereas this one gives me the vibe of, you know, he's ready to work with he's got his belt. You know, does anyone remember the old Incredibles teaser from the first movie? And they used to put this in all the other Disney DVDs when it was like coming out. And they had like the short of Mr. Incredible trying to put on his... I don't know if anyone remembers this, but they had a short, like the teaser of him trying to put on his super suit, but he's so fat that his belt doesn't fit anymore, and the whole time he's trying to like buckle his belt, and he's like going around his whole office trying to like connect his belt. And that, I don't know, it reminds me of that. I don't know if anyone remembers that teaser, if it's just me. The right screams mechanic. Okay, that's good. Imagine, imagine him struggling just to have his thumbs in the pockets like women's jeans. Yeah. Well, hey, look, I'll do a trick where when he puts his hands near his pockets, I'll just like take the bone in his hand and just shrink the scale down and then just sort of have them in there. I mean, think about it. Cartoon characters can fit anything in their pockets. I've seen people like whip out an entire tennis racket from their pocket. So if people can fit a tennis racket in their pocket, Calder can fit his fists in his pocket, okay? I think that, you know, that's the rules. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is, okay? So I'm gonna move this back, this layer. And we will get the color layers back. Now, to point out, so these color layers are not, these are from Gabby. I'm just copied these layers from Gabby because they have adjustment layers on them. But we're gonna actually pick, well, you know what? Because someone said yesterday about values, so we should probably do that. Now, full disclosure, I haven't done values in a long time, so I'm a little rusty, but maybe we should start there, see what feels good, and then I'll just rub out some of this stuff. And then, yeah, we'll figure out, like, what hues. I have an idea on the hues I want, but what we'll do, we'll change these all to be, like, grayscale sort of colors. So, yeah, that's the cool thing about these color layers is that they're adjustment layers. So I can just change the color of anything I want. So we'll make this... I'll make it like dark because I want that to be like a focal point. And his fur is going to be white, obviously. So I'll name these because I haven't named a lot of these layers yet. So we've got nose, muzzle, fur. What's this one? Eyes. What's this one? Eyebrows. And then teeth. We don't really have a teeth layer, so we'll get rid of that. So I'll leave. Should I leave these? Because these colors, I don't think I'm going to change his fur color, but it's the armor that I want to change. So I'm just gonna eyeball whatever I feel like, and then we'll critique and see like what we want to change and stuff. So I'm just splatting on whatever for the moment. Make that a bit darker. I'll like group these as well, so we'll call this overalls primary, then overalls secondary. Is that the right layer? Yeah, so overall secondary, overalls tertiary, and then the other one is, this is like shirt secondary. That is shirt, oh, I drew this on top, okay. Shirt primary. And then this, I guess this is overalls quaternary. So I'll group these. So I'll call this, so I'll call that overalls. Oh, that's the shirt. So shirt and then overalls. All right, so I've got those layers groups now. Oh, why is that still... Oh, I didn't change the shirt color. So I'm just using black and white to see where I want there to be contrast and stuff. All right. And I'll, for the moment, I'll make the fur black and white too, so it all looks kind of matching. So we'll make the fur value like just a little off-white. Yeah, we'll make it like that color. And that's the cool thing about these adjustment layers is that I can stack them. So if I want to keep a color, I can just keep it there, and then I can like pick a value for the new one. So I might pick that color. And for his nose, that was like full black, and you never want to go full black. So we'll make it like that color. We'll make the eyes and nose kind of the same. And the eyebrows, I guess we'll can I like copy, can I merge that? Hold on. I'll merge that with the muzzle because I want those to be the same. There we go. So I might make those a little darker. I don't know, maybe, should they be I don't know if they should be the same or not. Just try it for now. Okay. When I zoom out, I'm gonna get the gray background. Okay, I think it's too... We need some in the middle. It's too dark in the middle. Where's the other layers? Yeah, there should be another layer of stuff here. So I want to color some of these pockets. And I need to color the belt, actually. I forgot to do that. So I'll turn off transparency. I'll color the belt. So yeah, this is very rough. I'm not doing like nice rendered colors or anything. It's just very rough brush strokes. I might put that on its own. Yeah, I might put that on its own layer and change it because it's too light, I think. I'm just thinking what color this should... I think maybe I'll make those the same color. Oh. Just want to get rid of the... So I'm going to merge these. And I'll make this... just this color for now. Oh my goodness. Matthias, thank you so much for gifting 10 members. I didn't know you could gift memberships on YouTube. Awesome. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Epic poggers. Can I get some... Hold on. Can I get some poggers in chat for Matthias? Can I use the emojis? Am I allowed to use my own emoji? Yeah, there we go. Hell yeah. No, thanks so much. What's up, Ray? How are you going? I'm going good. I'm doing all right. Just doing some character design. Can he drink coffee as an idle pose? Hell yeah, dude. You should see Beepo design reference from One Piece. Okay, let me look that up. I've heard of One Piece. I've heard it's really long, so I don't want to go anywhere near it. Oh, he's talking about this character. Interesting. Yeah, so the color I was going to do for Calder, it wasn't going to be like this orange. It was going to be like a red, like a rust orange slash red. But that shade he has for the ears is nice. It's like a red gray. I think I like that shade. I might darken Calder's ears a bit. because I like that. So that whole, yeah. So to get that to match whatever this is, I'm just doing it in black and white first, just to kind of see where I want there to be dark and light areas. And I think, yeah, I might put the eyebrows on their own layer again, because I don't want to darken, or I think it's just this bit. I don't know, something about it's too dark. I'll take that and just put it on its own layer. Because I don't want that, because that needs to be light enough for the nose to kind of stand out. So I'll make that a bit lighter, like Homer Simpson. Like that. And then the ears and the eyebrows can be darker. Yeah, that's a bit better. What I might, yeah, hold on real quick, because he's got a lot of guides still drawn on, so I might just mask those out. Just so I can kind of see better. Because we don't need all those lines there. Yeah. His pockets, they need a color. I'll try this, whatever this color is. Oh wait, my chat was paused. Epic. Oh, it's so cool. I can now everyone can use the Gabbers emote now. That's awesome. Thanks so much again, Matthias. Will Gabby boot Calder's snoot in the game? I will write that down. Hold on. Thanks for the suggestion. I'll make sure to note that. Let me just open my notes and make sure that nothing sensitive opens up. Where's my notes? Create, open graph, open today's, okay, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna write a note. We'll call this, I'll just copy a question. There we go. We'll see. Should add a little Among Us. Okay, look. Calder is not, he's not a sussy barker, okay? He is trustworthy. There's nothing sus about him. Although I do have a fun story about Among Us that I can... actually, let me check. Because there's a visual that goes along with this. Because this is such a weird story. But I think I might know where it is. So, over the Christmas break... I guess it wasn't really much. I was still working on my video, so I like took one day off in like around Christmas, and on that day it was to meet some of my extended family for the first time, because I don't really have an extended family. Both my parents were like adopted, so we don't really have lots of extended family. But you know, my dad's been sort of ancestry.comming, trying to track down people and stuff. And we met his cousins, or his half siblings, over the break. And I think one of my dad's half siblings has these two kids that are like 12 and 14. And so I guess they're my half cousins, I guess. And I know this probably sounds like boring, but to me, I'm just trying to find the document, because I have a fun little story about what we did. Because yes, because like I've never like met cousins before, so that was kind of an interesting experience. And I was telling them about the game and stuff. They were like asking me all these questions about like I had the prototype. I let them play around with one of the levels, and then I was showing them concept art. And one of them, the older sister, she is also an artist, which is that must run in. I don't know which gene that runs in, but we both must have landed that gene. And I was asking her about her art stuff, and I was like, "Have you ever used a graphic tablet before?" And she's like, "No." So I let her try my one, and I have the results. I'm just trying to find it. Release. Oh, it's in the concept art folder, I think. So I had her try the tablet out because she never used a digital tablet. And by the way, this is what a tablet looks like. Like, I'm not using a mouse. So, you know, she was trying it out, and I had I was showing her one of my concept art from for Felix, I think, and I was showing her all the layers, and I was like, here's the color layer, here's the liner, and this is how I like draw it all. And I just let her go ham with the here was the result. So she started drawing on this layer on top of it, and then she like kept drawing these everywhere. Just all over the place. Yeah, there's one. Like, there's one. There's probably like 6 Among Us astronauts over this thing. So that's going in the concept art book now. But yeah, so there's my little story about when I met my cousin for the first time. Very sussy. Very sauce. Anyway. We're not, no, but this is the professional zone. We're not doing any Among Us sus on this piece. Is this canon now? I don't know. You can decide. Will Felix's hair be ruffled? Maybe. I don't know. I might mess around with that idea. I think I had some concepts where he had 2 different haircuts, and one of them was kind of spiky. The other one was very sort of droopy, which is sort of the one I'm going with at the moment. But I don't know, we'll try stuff. It's just you gotta like keep in mind that if I try and model it, is it gonna be easy to make ruffled hair in a 3D model? So that's kind of the thing I'm trying to watch out for too. Just wondering, I'll color this pocket as well, just to kind of test it. And then I need there's another layer somewhere. That needs to go above. Yeah, so I wanted to, oh no, not that layer. I wanted to color the belt buckle. Just the belt buckle a different color. And the pouches. I'm not sure, I don't know about these bits at the bottom yet, because these are like rolled up, and I like to draw those, like color those lighter, typically. So I'm not sure 100% on that yet. Then maybe, I don't, just an idea. Like I'll like get the top half of these colored a bit lighter. Just to try it. I don't know about that actually. Yeah, I might. We'll lose that. But I wanted this layer. Oh yeah, I had another. Oh, actually, that's not bad. I might leave those. Yeah, I'll make those like a different color. I'll just rub out the bits around the buckle. How are we doing today? We are doing all right. Thanks for asking. Big pocket looking sus. No, he does not have an Among Us astronaut in his pocket. Okay. He does not have it. He does not. He's not trying to, he doesn't have an Among Us fugitive in his pocket. I'm not sure if I should make those because yeah, it's the same color as that part, and it's no. Maybe we'll make this darker because I want the pouches to be different color. No, that doesn't. No. No, it's too dark. I'm not feeling that. I don't know what to do. Maybe we'll just leave the. I feel like I have to make the pouches a color. I don't know. Maybe the value will be the same, but the color will be different. Maybe because these are just black and white. So maybe like the pouch can be like an orange, and the belt could be like gray, perhaps. But I think. Yeah, I think what I'll do, I'll just use this layer. So it looks like these are going to be the same color, but they're not going to be. I got to remember that it's going to have the same value, but different color. Brown pouch? Yeah, maybe. His belt is a bit low. Well, we did have it higher. Oh, you know what? Yeah, like... Because I think we had it higher before, but it was too high because of his belly. So... I think it does need to go up just a little, I think. Yeah, hold on. I might have to like move some of these. It's going to be a little tricky, but hey, it's much better than doing this digitally than doing this by hand on paper. So yeah, it does need to come up a little. About there. It's just hard because I was trying to be careful on this corner with his belly, but I mean, yeah. And then I'll bring this up just a bit. Yeah, I think I like... let me flip it, because now the belt looks crooked. Something about it's crooked, I'm noticing now. Let me do a flip. Do you like 3D modeling? No. I don't think so. But I don't really like anything I do. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I do it because... I have an intrinsic reason to do it. Like whenever I do drawing or concept art or modeling or programming, I don't actually like that stuff on its own, which is why I would probably not make for a good employee, because I don't get fulfilled from doing modeling just for the sake of modeling. The only reason I enjoy it is because it's for this game. Because I know that it's going to amount to something, and it's like I know exactly like what the because I guess for me, I don't know, it's my goals are all kind of centered around how does this thing make people feel, what emotion does it evoke and stuff. And I know that sounds kind of like artsy for a movement game, but I think that's part of it too. Like when I was designing Gabby's mechanics, like I don't like programming that much, but I do it because it's so satisfying to see this thing I've made feel good. Like when people do Gabby's movement and they're running on walls trying to find shortcuts, the outcome of that makes it worth it. But the actual in the trenches day to day, I don't really enjoy that much. But I know that if I stick it out, it will pay off. So I do it. And that's kind of with everything. It's all kind of like that. Except drawing. I think drawing's probably the only thing I actually like, because I've been doing it the longest. And it just kind of, I don't really have to think about it that much. But when it comes to, because, 3D modeling, man, there's so much that goes wrong. Like, even Gabby's current model has heaps of problems with it, with the rigging and the skinning when it imported and the shading. And it's not fun, but I know that if I fix it, it'll look good. And it will allow people to, like, connect with her. Like, when I animate her and stuff, in my head, I'm thinking, I'm really going to get a kick out of seeing people like enjoy playing this character and having her move be all cool like and stuff. But the actual, when I'm there, like moving the keyframes, now that's boring, but I know that it's going to amount to something. So that's why, I don't know, I'm very like picky, and it's kind of hard to get me to enjoy that, because unless it's for a purpose that I'm behind, that I'm probably not going to enjoy it. Like when I was doing freelance stuff, it was just torture, because I was not interested in anything I was modeling. So I don't know. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of like it's a very broad answer. It kind of applies to everything. But in short, do I like modeling? I like it under certain conditions. But as a thing itself, like no, I feel like if I liked 3D modeling, I would do it in my spare time just for the sake of it, and I don't do that. So no. I don't know, I guess my brain's kind of wired that way, I suppose. But I think it's kind of a superpower sometimes, because I taught myself programming, even though I hate programming. And I do like programming like every week. I did a 3D model, I made Gavi, even though I don't like it. So I don't know, there's something about it where I can be fine with not liking it somehow. And I don't really get that. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like, because it's for that cause, for that vision, I can like put up with not liking it. It's really easy to get through it because I know where it's gonna go. But if it was someone else's game, I would not enjoy it that much. So yeah. Okay, let's flip the canvas back. I think I'm happy with where the yeah, I think that if the belt goes higher, then the legs will look too long. So I think I'm happy with where the belt is there. But yeah, I think it's a thing where once I get into it, I kind of don't think about whether I enjoy it. I just kind of do it as well. Because I'm not really thinking about that sort of stuff. Although I will never like unwrapping. I don't think anyone likes unwrapping. Would you describe modeling as mid? I mean, yeah, it depends. It depends on what I'm modeling. I think that's probably the simplest way to put it. If I'm modeling Gabby, then I put up, I do it. But if I was modeling a barrel, I'd probably get really bored. Have you seen the new stuff for Unreal? No, I haven't really been following that. What is your opinion on AI? That's a huge topic. I'm not educated on it that well. I haven't really been paying attention to that stuff. I've just kind of been working. But from the little bits I've seen, I think it's like cool, but I think there's just this ethics problem that we're gonna have to figure out with where it sources its training from. Because on the one hand, there's that argument of, oh well, it's everyone's always scared of new technology, and it's gonna like, you can't ignore it. Technology will advance no matter what, and you're either on board or not. Like I get that, but I think artists I've also seen people complaining that it's like gonna take jobs and it's like sourcing it unethically, and I kind of get that too, but I haven't really thought about it enough to have like a good opinion on it, because I don't know, I'm just kind of focused on what's in front of me. I'm not really thinking about technology that much, because I don't know, I'm not really I don't really like follow up like tech updates and stuff. I know I probably should, but I'm not really, because like I said, I don't really enjoy the day-to-day like 3D modeling something, or like I enjoy it under a specific set of conditions. So because of that, I think it makes me less inclined to stay up to date with the advancements in like modeling or engine updates and stuff, because I don't really care about the engine. I just care about what it can do for me. So I care about, is it going to help me accomplish my current goal? And that's kind of all I care about. Like that's why I'm not really going to switch to UE5 anytime soon, because it doesn't solve any problems for me that Unreal 4 doesn't do already. Like there's all those cool things like nanite and whatever, but I'm not going to use nanite. Like I don't need, like, the decisions about my projects I make are not really that dependent on technology, because it's not a cutting edge game, like a tech demo game that I'm doing. The game I'm doing, you could make on like a PS2 and have it still be the same experience. Like you could, yeah, the resolution would be lower, but you could like the essence of Project Feline you could get on a PS2 game. It would just look a little less sharp, and the lighting might be a little more simple. But yeah, the type of stuff that it gives you, you know, like I'm not doing a photoreal game. I don't really have an interest in doing photorealism, so I don't really care about it that much. It's cool. It's just it isn't. I just kind of it isn't for me, you know. Because I don't know, like it. I think another reason for that as well is because there's so much. Like one thing I kind of don't like about the internet is that there's just so much going on all the time, and it's really hard for me to like pay attention to that many things. Like it's just kind of overstimulating. So I just tend to focus on the immediate things that I need to focus on. I try not to. I've got my little background tasks going of like in a few months I'll need to do this and this. But a lot of it doesn't rely on like what technology is available. I just whatever's available is available. Whatever is in my immediate sort of reach is what I use. And yeah, I don't really like it to keep up to date is just kind of too much of a distraction for me because a lot of it isn't really going to help like for my stuff. Like yeah, maybe AI might be one of those things, maybe, but I feel like I would go ahead anyway, whether I decide I would do that or not. Like I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't really think about it from a technology point of view. I'm thinking about it from like I kind of think about it like an author would think about a book. Like they wouldn't be thinking about, oh, well, there's a new font that's come out. Am I going to use that new font in my book? Like they're not thinking about that. They're just thinking about the story they want to do. And whatever's there is there. Unwrapping is fun when it works, but when does it work? When does it work, Vortex? Never. That's when. Unwrapping never works. It's never fun. Mikkel says, a good mindset to have. I mean, I think it is if you're like me, but if you are in the actual industry at a company, yeah, you probably should stay up to date with that stuff. Like that'll help you if you're in a company where you kind of need to be looking out for new stuff for the company, because I know they care about that. So if you're looking at like if you're like a tech dude at a company and it's like your job is to like streamline the workflow, then yeah, you should be paying lots of attention to it. But that's not me. I'm not in that position, so I kind of just don't. I just sort of tune it all out because there's just too much like noise. I was like checking up on something, and there was some new thing with like MetaHuman or whatever, and I have no interest in MetaHuman. Like I'm not gonna make that. I'm not interested in making those characters. So any advancements to MetaHuman, I just tune out because it's just noise to me because I'm not gonna take advantage of it. But you know, some people their life vision might be, I'm gonna make a game with MetaHuman, and in that case, yeah, pay attention to MetaHuman and get into it. But that's not me. I'm not. I have my own I know where I'm going. And it isn't with, I don't know, a lot of the stuff that's coming out, I don't really see it benefiting me directly. Okay, so I'm just thinking about the colors, or the values, I should say. I think the straps, I don't know, are those too dark? Maybe I'll try and lighten them a bit. There was, because someone mentioned yesterday, I will say on the AI stuff, because again, I haven't really been paying attention to it, but someone mentioned, yes, because we were talking about Brother Bear yesterday, and I saw someone mention that the animator for Brother Bear had a YouTube channel, and I went and checked that out after the stream, and it was really cool. Because, you know, he's a Disney animator, so he's really smart, lots of great insight. He kind of did a video, he's been doing some videos about AI from the looks of it, and I thought his perspective on it was interesting, because he did a video where I was just watching this yesterday, and he did this video where he was like, he was animating a short film and it was hand animated, but he was using like digital tools to like speed things up. And I thought that was kind of the right, I liked that attitude he had about it, where he was like trying to kind of quell that fear. Because I know, you know, that fear is something that I kind of have. But he was sort of there saying, you know, it's like back in the 90s, because he used to work at Disney, right? And he's talking about, well, you know, back in the 90s, that's the same thing we thought about CG. We thought that was going to take everyone's jobs and stuff. But you know, there's still a place in the world for hand-drawn animation. It's just not at the big Disney studios, because, you know, it's still getting made. There's still lots of like hand animated stuff getting made. It's just not at Disney anymore. But there are other places. So that was sort of his perspective on it. And he was doing his little thing where he was showing how he animated a shot. And he's like, and check it out, with this tool, I can just add shading to the character without me having to spend hours on it. And what I liked about it, because I think maybe this will sort of give insight onto kind of what my subconscious take could be on this topic. Because what I liked about the way he articulated it was that he understands that the artist intent should be valued. And he's very behind like the human expression that you can't really replicate. Because he had this bear character. It was actually a polar bear character, funny enough. But he was animating this polar bear character, and he was doing all the fur and stuff and the blocking and everything. And he was like, yeah, so check it out, the way he moves his arm and stuff. Like, because what you do as he was saying, this isn't me saying, this is like him saying it in the video. He was saying that the job humans have as animators is to bring life to the characters. And it goes beyond just animating it. There's like little bits in, I don't know, subconsciously that you do that breathe life into it. Like the way a character moves, like giving the characters goals, intentions, feelings. He's sort of the belief that an AI will not be able to like copy that, because it's really, you have to kind of imbue that. It's like you get out what you put in. So if you put in emotion, you'll get out emotion. But if an AI is incapable of that, then he's sort of, the impression I got was that he would think that you couldn't replicate that human touch. And he was sort of showing how he did that, but he was also implementing technology. And I thought that sort of balance of, he's taking shortcuts with technology, but the emotion, the human element is still there. And I think that as long as that's still there, I think that feels like the right way. But if it gets to the point where that is taken away, then I think I'd have more of an issue. Because I don't know, to me that seems to be the important thing, is the active expression from a human. To me, feels like something that should be protected. But it can be augmented. But I think if it gets to the point where it's replaced, I don't know. I don't know if I'd feel good about that. But anyway, that's just my quick opinion on that, because I haven't really been following it that closely. Oh, thanks, Max. Wait, UE Marketplace, Sketchfab, and Bridge are being combined into one site? Huh. Well, that's interesting. That's gonna get kind of messy, I feel like. Because ArtStation and Marketplace, they're like completely different sites. I wonder how that's gonna work. Well, I mean, they are all owned by Epic, so I guess that explains that. All right, I think just thinking about the values. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think of the black and white, like the contrast of all this. Is there anything that looks off? Is any bit too dark or too bright? I feel like there is something, but I can't put my finger on what it is. It'll be called Fab. Okay, I gotta look this up. Do you plan to make 3D models for Calder and Felix? I do. I haven't done it yet, but I do plan to. But they will not be playable, if that's what you're asking. They're not going to be playable. Epic Games announces Fab, their upcoming asset marketplace. Fab will unify Unreal, Sketchfab. Oh, okay. This is... See, this is how I get my news. You guys just tell me. I don't follow this stuff, but you guys just kind of fill me in. Sketchfab is now part of... Oh, they acquired Sketchfab too? Okay, so that's... I didn't know that. I thought that was... I thought Unity owned Sketchfab. I don't know. Okay, maybe... I don't know, because the logo looks like the Unity logo, so maybe... I don't know. Maybe they weren't. Okay, well, that's interesting. I hope that doesn't have any unforeseen consequences. Inner shirt color? Maybe. Start throwing color? Yeah, maybe, yeah. I might... Someone said the suspender buckle. Yeah, I think it's those... They feel too dark to me. Just a little bit. So I'll try... Because that's... Because the thing is... I want to be careful about the amount of values I use. I don't want to have like 10 different shades of gray. I only want to have a limited set of colors because I know that having too many looks bad. What is that? Ooh, actually, this is kind of interesting. What if I made it light? I know it's kind of hard to... Oh, no, that might be a problem because it looks cool and if it was a different color... But I think the whole point of value is that it's supposed to look good even in black and white. Because I think this would look good in color with the brighter stripes, but it doesn't look good in black and white because it's too much blend going on. Like there's too much fighting with the lines and stuff. Because I want these to be the same color. So I'll make them... I think I'll make them that color, but then I'll make the main... This main bit lighter, I think. Oh no, no, that doesn't solve the problem. It's just gonna it's gonna make everything brighter. Maybe I just let me just think. I did want to make them slightly brighter. Yeah, I want to bring them up just a little. Like that. But I think I want to make the straps a different... Maybe I'll make them the same color as the overalls. Let's get another window. Yeah, we'll get into the colors in a minute. I just want to make sure that the contrast is good, and then I'll add color. What kind of camera should I get? It depends. Depends on what you're using it for. I'm using a cheap webcam, a Logitech webcam, if that helps. Levels. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I just want to like put these on a different layer. Oh, wait. Oh, hey, I've already got a mask for them. Okay, cool. Yeah, see that? I think... I don't know. I actually can't make up my mind. Because without them, I don't know. Is this... I can't explain why, but I think I kind of like it a bit better with those. All right, let's add some, like... Let's go levels. So again, it's been a while since I've kind of messed around with values like this. I'm just doing what feels like, you know, just intuiting it. I'm just messing around with these. Okay, it's a lot of contrast. Okay, I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna zoom it out, and I know it's hard to see, but I'm doing that on purpose so I can just see how the character looks from a distance. Because I think my gut tells me that if the values are good, you should be able to clearly make things out from a distance. That's the idea. I think that's kind of the whole point, isn't it? I know the background's changing color, just ignore that. Actually, you know what? We should probably make some kind of mask, because I want to add some shadows just to kind of see how it looks with shadows too. So we'll create a quick mask around the character. So what we're gonna do? I'm just gonna take the entire folder. We're gonna add a black color overlay to it. I'm gonna make the background white. And then we're gonna use the magic wand tool to select all the white. And it's really hacky, but we don't need a perfect mask at the moment. And I might contract it a bit. There we go. And then we'll go to the adjustments and add that mask. There we go. All right, so now that level should only apply to the character. There we go. Fur too bright? Maybe. I mean, he's got white fur, so I'm not sure if that's gonna... I don't know what we can really do about that, unless I do this. Yeah, I'll lower it a bit. So without the... I guess it's just adding more contrast, really. I mean, yeah, it's very minor. I think, yeah, this is like not... I don't think it's that bad. Like, it's... If I zoom it out, I can see where his straps are. I can see where his shoulders are. I can see where his head is. I can see where his belt is. And that's kind of like the important bit. Like, I can make out that figure from back here. But if you went like that, not as much, really. Or if I made those straps... If I turn that mask back on for the straps... Yeah, it's a bit harder to make out the shoulders. But if you turn those on, it's like bolder, and you go, okay, I can make that out more clearer. And if you turn off those little accents on the belt, it's kind of harder to make out where the belt is. And if I turn off that layer, yeah, okay. So I think this actually might... I think I might actually like how this is, because if I turn off like colors and add less value, like if I make it more monochrome, it kind of makes it harder to make out what the character's shape is. So yeah, see, look how much of a different... I know it's zoomed out. That's the point, to look at it from a distance. But even with this little bit, it kind of adds like so much definition to his face. Because without it, if you turn that off, his face just looks like a white blob. But with that on, it's much more easy to tell where his mouth is. So I think I like that. Let's add some color and see how that works, because we might have to change it around a little depending on how the colors look with it. So what I'm going to do, I haven't really done it this way before, but I'm going to try... first of all, let's copy... I'm just going to move this layer to a different spot. And I might copy this layer mask to the color. And what we're going to do, we're going to make a copy of this on top, and we're going to change the blend mode to color, and we're going to use... We're just going to change the... whatever these are. We're going to change the adjustment layers, and I think that should project color beneath it. That's the idea. So I'm just like removing... Yeah, so you can kind of see now that there's some color there, because I've changed some of the adjustment layers. So if we go to the costume now, let's find it. So it should preserve the values, but we should be able to like change the color. That's the idea. So if I go to the overalls, and I had a reference that I want to keep on, because I was messing around with this other document And let me just shrink it to save memory, because this is really big. Just wait for that to shrink. There we go. And I'll just have this open here. So these sorts of colors are what I was thinking to try out. This sort of orange. So I'll hue select that. Actually, what I'll do, because I had two versions of this. So I had two different oranges I was going to try out. So I'll just keep those open on the side. And we'll hue pick from these. Because what if I hue pick it and you do it with this layer configuration, it should preserve the value, like the gray, sort of the brightness, but change the color. Whoa, okay, that's really saturated. Whoa, okay, we're gonna have to tone that down a bit. All right, because yeah, I'm using the color blend mode, but if I change it to pass through, you can see that it actually gets brighter. So if we do the blend mode, I know it's a bit hard to see, it's behind the chat window. But if we do, oh, is it gonna let me zoom? Oh, so if we do the color blend mode, we'll be able to like preserve the values. What does Control Shift Alt E do? I should probably save. I need to save my document first. Have I studied color theory? Kind of. I know bits. Like, I can look. I spend a lot of time when I'm out in public. I spend a lot of time looking at shops, and I look at like the signage. And I can usually point out if there's an issue with it. Like I'll walk by somewhere and they have like, you know, they'll have like like some color that really doesn't go. Like they'll have like purple and pink, but it's like the wrong shade of it and it just clashes, or you know, something like that. And it's like, and I can't read it. Like, that's kind of my barometer, is like, can I read this easily? And I found that, like, you know, this is sort of more with typography stuff, but it's like, or even like, you know, box art. I spend a lot of time looking at like Steam box art for like indie games and stuff. And I'll notice like, okay, they use too many colors on this box, or the contrast is off because I can't read the logo that well and my eyes are just getting taken all over the place. That's kind of how I don't know. That's what I pay attention to. But I know that there's like basic principles, like, you know, complementary colors and triadic colors and the color wheel, that kind of stuff. There's probably more to it, but I don't know if I don't know everything, so I don't. Yeah, like there's probably like more to it than that, but I just know the amount I need to know to kind of to get what I need. So when I was doing Calder, for instance, I was trying to pick like some good colors on the color wheel. There's this tool I use called Adobe Color that kind of helps me a bit. And I like using photo reference as well for colors, because it's just kind of, why pick colors when you can let nature do it, you know? Because nature tends to pick pretty good colors. So yeah, that's something I've just picked up on. I'm real quick. I'm just gonna copy the hue value from that and just put it here. Like with Gabby, okay, that needs to be a little darker. Let me see if I can. I do have a picture of like how I think about color that kind of describes it really well. I have this picture of Gabby that I posted once, and it was when I was doing her color palette, because I don't know if anyone remembers Gabby's old color palette that had like black, and looking back on it now, it looks very amateur. But I didn't really think about colors that much at the time. But yeah, so hold on. So yeah, Gabby used to have like, it was more grayscale, and in retrospect, looking at it now, it looks too desaturated. I mean, the value is good, like the contrast I like, but it's just too, like, there's not enough color because it's all just gray and black. So I redesigned her I've tried a few different shades, but I settled on this shade of blue because I kind of, I don't know, it just made it pop a lot more, made it feel more alive with this sort of blue. I was gonna find another example of where I got those colors from because it's an interesting story. Here we go. Yeah, so this is where I got the color. Here we go. I literally, this was a photo I took, and I was like, I really like these colors, so I just picked the Adobe what is it, the eyedropper tool. I just did that, and then I just boosted the saturation a bit because I don't know. I think I sort of have like a knack for, in nature, I noticed that there are really good color combos just constantly calling to you all the time. So I tend to take a lot of photos of the sky as like ideas because there's probably some reason for it, but I feel like the human brain is kind of predisposed to liking colors that occur in nature. So I just try and stick to that. So Calder's palette that I'm trying now, it's not as directly influenced from a photo, but I'm sort of thinking of like sunset, like orange sort of vibes. But I might try and find more because I didn't really put a lot of thought into this shade of orange. I was just kind of messing around. So I might, if I don't like how this looks, I might try and get a photo of something and try and pick from that and see if I can get an orange that looks nice. But yeah, that's, I don't know if, does that count as color? I don't know if that counts as color theory or not, but that's how I think about color. That's my color theory. That's my understanding of it. I don't know if that's actually correct or not, but I don't know. I that's how I like it. Oh, this is kind of nice. Maybe bring down, because that's the thing too, is that I noticed with Gabby, because I made her really saturated, but you can't go too overboard. But I think I did just the right amount. So whatever I do here, it's probably not going to look that good yet, but I'll need to mess around with the saturation, and because I think the more saturated it is for this game, I think the better. Not always the case, but I think the characters in Feline they're like cartoon characters, like, you know, like Robbie Rotten. You know, he's very saturated, or like Sporticus, he's very saturated, or Mario and Luigi, they're very saturated. So I think for the genre I'm doing, you can't have these dull tones. It's not Gears of War, you know what I mean? So I got to make sure that I'm not going too gray, because I tend to do that, I notice. I don't know what color I should make this. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. See, the reason I thought of that blue, I don't know, I'm just trying stuff. This is the whole point of the stream, is just to play around. But I do know, because I've seen this orange and this blue, I've seen it a lot. Because I try and pay attention to the colors that I look at. Actually, you know what? Okay, bit of a tangent, but this is color related. There is an aesthetic from the 50s called mid-century modern, and those who know me personally are probably laughing right now because I bring it up so much. But my mom is really obsessed with this aesthetic. It's sort of like it's like the 50s mid-century sort of color palette that you see in homes from that time period. Like, you guys remember The Incredibles? The Home, or in Incredibles 2. I don't know if anyone saw that, but it's like, because Incredibles is set in the 50s, I think, or something like that. Because they had this same kind of thing going on. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, like this place. There's a certain vibe that was like 50s color palette, but this is like sort of a like very modern sort of version of it. But it's these sorts of warm greens, yellows, oranges, and like turquoises, because like, you know, my mum is really into those colors, and she like decorated, you know, her house like that. And I guess because I'm kind of drawn to it as well. So like, to me, these colors feel like home. So, and I just pick up on things like they use like this blue and that green and this orange. Like, I tend to get drawn to those colors a lot for some reason. And this reminds me of another thing I was looking at that's to do with colors. But yeah, like just to like finish this point though for mid-century modern, because you'll notice that homes that are built today, like if you like go to like a new apartment from like the last 10 years, at least in my country, it's all like white and gray, and it feels very like an office building, and I really don't like it. But that is like the look of the 2010s, which is probably going to age a lot, where everyone had gray bricks, gray. You know the look I'm talking about. I don't know, House 2022 or something. I'll see if I can find or like IKEA. I think that kind of has like what the showrooms at IKEA, I think, kind of have that sort of white. Yeah, like this stuff. Yeah, like this. It's a completely different aesthetic to this, if you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of why that's why they have names. I don't know what the name of this style is. The name of this one is like mid-century modern. I don't know what the name of this one is, but this one is very 2010s. So when people, if you move in somewhere in like 20 years from now and you see a house that looks like this, guarantee you people are going to say, oh wow, that is so 2010s. Because who knows what the trend's going to be in 20 years from now. But you know, it's that kind of thing. Now on to another thing with color, because I'm just sort of simmering with ideas here, because there's another thing I want to look into. Who remembers like Windows Vista? Does anyone remember? I don't know if anyone used Windows Vista, but there's been this resurgence lately, I've noticed, with the aesthetic of Windows Vista, and it actually has a name. It's called Frutiger Aero, and that is sort of because I don't know how old you guys are, but I get the feeling that a certain amount of you right now are just having memories flood into your brain, because this is what I was raised on, and it's the best aesthetic of all time, fight me. But I bring this up because the color palette of this era, I've noticed, is the same palettes that I'm drawn to. So these types of blues and greens, because all of my work, if you go and look at my ArtStation or something, you'll notice that it's all cool colors. And I didn't notice that for the longest time. And I was like, oh wait, I use a lot of blue and pinks, and I don't use a lot of warm colors. And it's because I was raised on Windows Vista. So what I've decided to do is kind of embrace that a bit. So you'll notice that Gabby and stuff and Felix, they kind of take colors from this era where they use like greens and there's a name for the type of palette. I don't remember the name, but it's like cool colors with it's like a certain shade of blue, a certain shade of green, and then purples and oranges are like the main colors from that time period. And that's what I want to like lean into that more, because I really like these sorts of colors. I don't know why I like them, but I know I like them, and I like how they look. And I think it's going to invoke, I have a feeling that that's what I should stick to as well, because I know that it'll evoke some memories in people that will see it. I'm trying to find if there's like another example, because there's another example I'm trying to do, because in Windows Vista you could actually change the theme color of like all the glass and stuff, and it had a few preset colors, and I remember the preset colors were like clear, orange, purple, and green, which are the same colors I was just describing. But I don't know if anyone's taken a screenshot of that menu. But yeah, see, it's like that kind of like even the Windows logo from that time period kind of uses those colors. So I don't know if this is color theory either. These are just colors that I am drawn to, that speak to me. But I like, this is gorgeous, these types of this kind of green. Like I didn't used to be a big fan of green, but I'm starting to embrace it more now because I'm learning that you can use green really nicely in sort of these sorts of palettes. But yeah, so we might lean in a bit of that into what I'm about to do, because this blue and this orange reminds me a lot of Windows Vista, because I do remember those colors going together a lot. Because I wasn't sure if I would use blue on Calder, and I might not, but we're just gonna mess around and see just how this would look. And keep in mind, this it has to be a specific blue. It can't be like the blue, like it has to be like turquoise. It can't be like that blue, because it just doesn't go. I can't explain why it doesn't go, but I just know it doesn't go. Like that type of, it's too much purple in it. And even this is kind of not right. Like this is sort of more Gabby's blue, but if you make it more turquoise, that, I don't know, like you guys can see it, right? It just kind of goes better. I don't know why it goes better, but it just does. But I don't know. This is just an idea. I'm not too sure about the blue, but I know that if I was to do blue, it would be that shade of blue. So let me think. So I guess this could be the first palette. Let's make a copy of it. Actually, no. Before I do that, let's add some shadows as well, because it's really hard for me to get a gauge without some lighting on it, because the characters are always going to have shadows. So I'm gonna excuse me. I'm going to this is the payoff from yesterday's setup, because remember I spent like 20 minutes yesterday at the beginning of the stream setting all these layers up. This is the payoff for that now, because these are all so these are all set up to do shadows and stuff without me having to pick a color for the shadows. So all we have to do is draw a mask, and that's it. So let's do that before I copy this. What would I say is the general aesthetic / vibe? I would say it's like anime mixed with like, I want to, because there's a few, because I haven't made all the art for it yet. But one thing I would like to do is kind of mix more Fruitiger Aero and Y2K into it. I do have some, I don't know if I can show it, but I do have some stuff from recently that kind of leans into that. I was having my level artist do some scenes that kind of invoke sort of technology from that time period. But that's all I will say for the moment. Is this gonna work? Oh wow, okay, it's just the shadows are really dark. Oh, because I had this layer duplicated. Oh, oops. Okay, I wasn't supposed to have that turned on. And I need to get rid of that. Okay, yeah, so that's why everything looks so saturated before. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix that up. But let's just do the shadows real quick, because I had two I had the levels layer on 3 times because I had copied it. So oops, my bad. So let's add some shadows. There we go. So I don't know where the sun's gonna be coming from. Maybe like that way. So we'll add some shadow to his neck. So this is the cool thing, because these are just brightness layers with a blue filter on it, and I'm just masking it. So I don't actually have to pick the shadow color for everything, which is nice. And I can just rub it out, I can add stuff. It's like easy to just change the shadows. And then I can go and change the colors later, and the shadows will still look like shadows, like the right color. So you'll see the payoff of this soon. I just want to add some shadows in. And I should get I need to get this mask. I gotta copy that, because I don't want to have to like worry about coloring outside the edge. There we go. Okay, that's much better. You can get rid of that. I can just kind of eyeball it. It's not too important. I just want to get something in there. Win Vista Core. yeah. But yeah, I'm a huge sucker for like that period of aesthetics with like skeuomorphism. Yeah, I don't know, because the reason I like that aesthetic is because it's like futurism, but it's optimistic. It isn't. I've never liked cyberpunk stuff, because it's the exact opposite of Fruitiger Arrow. Like, I don't really get it. Like, I know a lot of people are really into like the cyberpunk, like it's kind of a trend. But I don't like it. I never liked it that much because it's so depressing. Because everyone is like, you know, you look at like Blade Runner, everyone's like depressed, you know, and it's like all dystopic and sad. And I don't vibe with that. I don't want to live in that world. I want to live in the Windows Vista wallpapers because that's cool. And even the music I listen to is actually kind of also very from that era. It's all very Fruitiger Arrow. In fact, I got a playlist. I'll share this with you guys if you want to check it out. I made this whole playlist of Fruitiger Arrow music that just reminds me of that time. Which I will paste here if you guys want to listen. Like, this is my Fruitiger Arrow playlist. And I've just got a bunch of songs that I thought, yeah, this reminds me of Windows Vista. Unfortunately, there are no Nintendo songs on there because the Nintendo don't put their stuff on Spotify. But if there was Nintendo stuff, I would have all the Wii music on there. Because yeah, the Wii, that's sort of that same aesthetic. And it's the best aesthetic ever. I will fight anyone on that. But yeah. Did anyone else walk around Google Earth? Yeah, dude, all the time. It was fun. In fact, I think there's some video I saw recently by, I don't remember his name, but it's this guy. He does a lot of videos about like these obscure like games and stuff, and just other weird topics. I really like his channel. I'm trying to remember his name. It'll come to me. But he does like a lot of like deep dives into like these weird things, and he did this thing once where he was trying to find the Microsoft Bimbos meme. Do you guys know that image? In fact, hold on, I just had an idea. This is going to be a massive cross. Okay, I'm gonna blow your minds. But the guy, he was making this video about finding the actual building in Google Maps. And he actually did it. He went in like VR, Google Earth VR, and he was traveling around Japan. And he did all this research and obscure research into finding like with the exact build, and he found it. He actually did find it. And it was really cathartic to watch because it was like this whole emotional journey of him. He was almost going to give up, and then he found it. And it was really like, because this was during the lockdown, he did this. And it was really like kind of interesting, sort of walking around the streets of Japan in like Google Earth. It was an interesting vibe. Now the reason I'm going to keep this on screen is that I just had a crazy idea. What if we used this as the color palette? What if, okay, bear with me. I'm going to paste this over here. What if because this is kind of similar. It's got that kind of blue and that orange. What if we just tried that out? Let's just try it. I'm just going to finish drawing the shadows, and then we're going to try that shade of orange and see how it looks. So you can get colors from anywhere, guys. Colors that they just kind of come to you, and it's like, oh, what if I did that? Yeah, that's how I come up with my colors. I just look at images and go, oh, I like that orange. Because I like the orange. It is a cool orange. I don't know why I like that orange, but I like it. And that kind of, because the white on the building, it isn't white. It's like a greenish white. And I'm curious how that will look as well on a Calder. If we made his fur tinted green slightly, just a little bit. Because at the moment, it's like warm white. It's like tinted red. I'm very curious if we did this sort of green, because you guys can see it, right? It's not like if I hue pick this, it's slightly green and yellow. Like it's got to be yellow in there. So I want to try that out, but I just got to draw the shadows, and then we'll give that a shot. So I don't know. Is that color theory? Does that count? Maybe. I don't know. I can't really explain why I like certain colors. I can just tell you that I like this orange and I like this green, and yeah. Nick Robinson, that's it. It was him. He's got a funny channel. I also, because I went down he went down this rabbit hole once. There was this whole like years-long saga he did about the Domino's Pizza app. That's my favorite series of videos ever. It is so cool because the app itself has such a vibe. So for those who don't know, during 2010, I think, or it was like between 2008, 2010, I think, around that time, Domino's Japan launched this collaboration with Hatsune Miku. And the ad for it was so like charming, and it was so funny. I can't put my finger on like what made it so funny, but the ad was just, you know, if you've seen it, then you know. It's like the CEO of Domino's Japan, and he's like standing with his suit, and he's like, "Hey everyone, I'm Scott, president of Domino's Pizza. Have you heard of Hatsune Miku?" And it's a treat. It's so cool, man. It's so cool. And then they had this whole app. They had made a Hatsune Miku themed Domino's app. And when you ordered food, you'd have like Miku there, and you had all. Because okay, I'm really jealous of Japan because I know that I don't watch a lot of anime and stuff. But one of the things I really respect about Japan is that they have good taste in like visual design and like font choices and stuff. Because I really dig that kind of aesthetic. In Australia, I swear to, like, no one has taste here. I swear to God. Like, in Japan, you go somewhere. I haven't been personally, but I've had a friend that's visited, and it's like everything has been designed or something. You know, like even like the vending machines. You know, the ATMs, like they have this cool design, and they make like sounds when you press buttons. Like it's like a video game, and it's like so cool. Anyway, so they had this app to order pizza with, and it had like this Vocaloid VR, like AR thing with it, where you could like have this AR thing on the pizza box and have Miku do a concert or something. And they had people submitting like fan songs through Domino's with Vocaloid and stuff. And the app for it, I don't know, like there was like a group of people that got really fixated on the app. Because I think Nick Robinson, that was like his favorite ad. But then the video got taken down one day, and the app was like unavailable. And he did this whole hunt to figure out how to preserve it. So he had this whole video saga of him trying to preserve the Domino's Pizza app. So he went on all these things trying to buy an iPhone 4 that had the app on it, or a certain version of iOS so that he could install it. Figuring out how to like get past the networking problems with it. And he actually managed to track down the CEO that was in the ad and do an interview with him eventually, it was so cool. I don't know. I'm really into that kind of stuff because like I love that he cares so much about preserving that. It is art. It is a piece of art, and he like the respect he shows for it, and that he wants to like keep it, you know, preserved in history. I really like that. He says, Smeggy says, the little brother is in Japan right now, and every picture he takes looks so nice. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm so jealous of that, and I'd like to visit at least once. Although I don't think I would fit in very well. I don't know how they feel about white people like running around. Because I know that some people can kind of take it too far. And I don't speak Japanese, and I always feel really uncomfortable about like visiting a country where I don't speak the language, because I don't know, it just feels kind of rude. Like I would feel embarrassed. So maybe I won't ever go. I don't know, but I would like to, just once, just to kind of experience it. Because yeah, like I follow a lot of Japanese photographers on Twitter, and they take beautiful photos of just, you know, just the street. And it looks like an illustration, you know. It's just so, I don't know. It's just a vibe. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna have to do something about this because the shadow is making this look pink for some reason. Yeah, we're gonna try some stuff. Although I do want to be careful with green because green is Felix's color, so I want to keep the green. I don't want to go too much on green with Calder. Maybe a little, but I want to make sure that each character has their own, like they have colors that they use uniquely. You know what I mean? Just gonna like switch the color on that. Did he have? Oh, no, he shouldn't have a shadow there. Oh, my canvas is frozen. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm done with the shadows. I'm just gonna save it, and I have to like close and reopen the document because Photoshop's glitching. Does that sometimes. Where yeah, you start doing stuff and then the canvas just freezes, and you can still click on layers, but you can't do anything. Like it just won't. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but I get it all the time. Did you see his video about the cat photo? No, I haven't seen that one. Fruitiger Arrow is 10-year-old me looking at walkthroughs on game FAQ. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, yeah, like the like a game consoles too, like from that period are nice. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the right document? Did I open the right one? He tracked down a cat from a tiny photo hidden in a again. Of course he did. Oh my god. That is funny. That's such a Nick Robinson moment. All right. So I just want to adjust one of these values slightly because it's too bright. Give me a moment. And then we'll try a different palette. We'll try the Microsoft palette. Just gotta find where the belt is. Oh, okay, it is this one. Oh, I thought it was that one. But I do, yeah, I need to bring the saturation. There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I gotta like, that orange is now too dull because I had the layers on wrong. There we go. Let me, back. I want to go to the other, I just want to go to him for a sec. Because I want to try the original oranges that I had planned, and then we're going to try Microsoft Bimbo orange. So I'll pick, yeah, I'll just pick there. See, that's much better now. It's much more colorful. But I know the darker you'd go, I think yeah, you got to turn the saturation down a bit there. Yeah, all right. So that's one palette. One palette. Okay, so I'm gonna rename this. I'm gonna rename that to color. Rename this to value, and I'll just make sure that my layer names are actually correct because it'll just make things easier. I think they are. Yeah, okay, that's good. Oh, yeah, then I've got like these shadows I can put on. Actually, yeah, maybe I'll keep these shadows on. These are the other layers of shadows with the pattern I had, so I'll do that. Delete that. Okay, now let's make a copy. So now palette number 2. Let's drag him over. Actually, real quick, I'm just gonna add a little cool bit Just a little, you know, just a little something cool. We'll add a little shadow underneath him, just for a bit of, just for a bit of fun. So I'll just make a big brush. I'll make it very soft. Like that. Wait, no. Let me do that again. Gotta get the right roundness to it. Yeah, like that. And then I'll just stretch it a bit, soften it a bit, go to filter, add more blur. I like to do this. Lots of blur. And then we'll make it transparent. There we go. Nice. Okay, maybe we'll bring up the opacity a little. Yeah. See, just a little touch. I think it looks really cool. Call it shadow. Okay, now we'll copy this and try the Microsoft Bimbos palette. See how that goes. So let's get, yeah, there we go. So we'll color pick from this. Let's see how that goes. So I don't think I'll need the brush anymore, so I can put my tablet away, because we're just gonna be color picking now. This is the fun bit. Yep. It's changeable. I like to put my brush back to default when I'm done with it. Oh wait, I want to save, no, I don't want to save that one. I want to save this one. There we go. Thanks, Jam. What if what if Zelda was a girl? I don't know. Yeah, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? That'd be nuts. Oh, Mofoya, good to see you, man. You have a similar problem in Critter, but it's related to the graphic tablet. Oh, cool. I mean, I get that issue even without the tablet sometimes, so I don't know. But that's interesting. Did you see his video on the McDonald's DS? Yes, I did. I saw that one. That was really cool too. The one-of-a-kind McDonald's DS that was used for staff training, and it's like really rare. And he did this whole video on it. All right, so let's try Microsoft Bimbos for the palette. That'd be, if we end up picking this one, that would be so funny. People saying like in a few years from now, it's like, oh, how did you pick the color for Calder? And it's like, well, okay, I gotta tell you about Microsoft Bimbos. So you see this white is got a bit of yellow. We'll try that. You see his fur. Yeah, you can see the difference now, right? So there's that fur and then there's that fur. It's like slightly different. So we'll just give it a try. See how we go. I don't know how good it'll be, but we're just playing around. You know, we're just having fun. Doing a little, you know, just playing around. So I'm literally everything is gonna is color picked from this. That's gonna be the constraint. Every single color will just be color picked from Microsoft Bimbos. Oh wait, is that the right layer? Oh, that is cool. So the values are staying the same, but the colors are. So yeah, there's a bit more green. I think it's just because of the filter on the picture. But that's cool. It has like kind of a 90s aesthetic. Kind of nice. So yeah, look at, like, there's so many colors to use in this picture, because we have like this sort of cream, like gold sort of color. Because there's different parts where the shadows are, and you got like different, like even in here, like can I zoom? Like in this little corner, there's like blues in here that we can use. Isn't that so cool? Like if you look at the pixels, like I don't know, it's cool. I like it. So many things to use. 16 million colors or something like that. So you can use like this sort of muted. I mean, I don't know how muted I want to make it, but I'll try. I like this sort of green, whatever this green is, I like. I'm going to try that. So it's like a yeah. Let's just try it out. Just trying it on. This is like the fitting room for the characters. It's just to try on colors. Okay, well that orange did not come out as well as I thought it would. Because of the value. So we'll just trying it. We'll just see what happens. Maybe I want to make it brighter, and we'll see. Because this is more of a yellow than an orange. So I'm not so sure. This might be leaning too much into Felix's palette. Because his is kind of more in this direction of like yellow and green, which is this is sort of leaning in towards more. But it's interesting. I mean, yeah, there we go. So that's the values are not like gonna show the same color, but if we want, I don't know if this is a good idea, but we'll make the overalls brighter to make the orange stand out more, and we'll see just to see how it looks. So I'll go to the costume. Yeah, because it's like too dark. I don't know. Well, let's just trying it. This might not look good, but we're just gonna try it. So I'll just brighten it. Oh, okay, it's too much. What value is that? Oh, that's like full. Try like that, and then I'll make the saturation higher on the color. Is that working? Okay, I think that's... Just need to make it, yeah, like that. Except it's, if we turn off the color... Yeah... It's too like there's not enough contrast now, so I don't know. That might not be a good... It's worth a try though. But I think I like the first one more. I'll change that back now to just this. Because I want to make sure that those values kind of stay where they are. I don't know, maybe we'll try... See if we can make the better use of that orange though. Because yeah, the more red it looks, the better. But the more yellow, the more like dirty it looks. And I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Worth a try. Let's try another idea. So I'll name these Calder 01, Calder 02, and then we'll make a third, Calder 03. I'll move them all a bit. Oh, I wanted to move them all. Just to the middle. Thanks, gamer, artiste. Wait, he's a gamer and an artist. That's cool. Did I play Frontiers? I played a little bit of it. Wasn't a big fan. Haven't looked at it since. So yes, to answer your question. Did you make a lot from... No. No, not really. I didn't do it that long. It was like maybe 1 or 2 jobs I took. And I was still a student, so I wasn't really like... I was just kind of doing it while I was studying, just to have something to work on. But no, I didn't enjoy it. I only did 2 and then decided, it's not really for me. Does Gabby have a hobby? She might do, maybe. But that sounds like a Gabby trivia question. You can ask if you super chat $2, I will call Gabby and ask her, like we used to do on Twitch with Gabby trivia. You can ask her yourself. But I'm just thinking what palette to try next. Did I try? Well, I mean, this palette is kind of similar to... Let me... Actually, because I haven't looked at what the values are like on these yet, so let me... How does that look? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we might... Well, I'll try another set of values for the third one. I'm going to try something completely different. We're going to copy values from this one on the other picture, just to try it. See how it is. Although I am getting hungry. But I want to... we'll figure... Oh, that's... Wow, that's white. How do I... Oh, because I got the mask selected. There we go. I see her as an absolute tin cam drummer. Yeah, me. If I had a construction, it would be having the overall's base color be a semi-dark brown, and then the secondary color be a darker brown. Maybe. I'm not a huge fan of brown, but we will try that out after I do this one, because we might as well just see how it looks. But there's a reason why I'm avoiding brown, because it's like the style. I don't know if I can explain it that well. I mean, we'll try it. We'll still try it. One of the reasons I tend to avoid like browns and grays and stuff is because it's sort of, I want my characters to kind of be more like vibrant and like using strong sort of colors, like primary colors and stuff. That's sort of where I would lean more towards. Okay, let me turn off the levels. There we go. I had another layer on there. So yeah, just messing around. But yeah, because with brown, it's kind of like I don't know, it feels like a muted color. Like I haven't seen a character that uses brown that I liked. So but we'll try it. We'll try it out. We'll see how it goes. But I tend to just not have, I don't see a lot of brown that calls to me a lot. But yeah, these, I can kind of see what the issue, because these values are kind of a bit all over the place. Just a bit. So we have the color back on. See, I actually, I kind of like I like this value compared to that value with this color, with those colors. But how does it look like without the color? Like if I zoom out, where's the color layer? There we go. If I zoom out, it's a bit harder though to see. I think it's just because of the background is the same color, but if I make it white, it's not so bad. But if I do the other one in black and white, which one is easier? It's just the whole body is just a bit brighter. That's kind of the only difference. We might need to do some fine tuning with that. Oh, hey, I'll turn this on. Yeah, because I need a color that isn't, I need some kind of background color that just isn't gray. That's better. How do those look with that gradient? If I zoom out. Let me hide the first one. Because yeah, I think, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I guess we'll keep experimenting. Let's try some actual, what I'll do though, I'll copy, because I want to save this version with this. I want to try new colors, but I want to save the values of this onto the one next to it. Because these values with these colors look better than they did on the other one. At least to me. Like, yeah, like between these two, I like the one on the right more. It pops out more. So I'll make a copy. I mean, because I don't like this middle one at all, really. So I'll just replace that. Yeah, see the difference? But, I mean, I don't know. I'll keep them both. But let's try another... I'm going to try another variant. We'll try that brown that he suggested on the overalls. So, what I will do... I need to get the other values back. So let me just move that. So, is there... I'm trying to think what kind of brown, because there's a lot of browns. I'm going to search up a brown color palette. Because there is an idea... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, you know what? I'm going to steal from myself yet again. Because I do actually, there is one example of brown that I do like. There's only one. And that is... kookaburras. I like the color palette with brown on kookaburras, and that is the only brown, like that's the only time I've seen brown on something that I liked, was a kookaburra. It just so happens that I have another character that uses a kookaburra color palette. So we will steal from that. We'll steal from myself and try it. I just need to open... I gotta find where the document is, so give me a quick second. I just need to find... I gotta find it. Because I did an illustration of this character recently with messing with palettes, and we'll give those a shot, because that has some brown in it. I just gotta find the folder. Oh, where did I put it? I keep my folders organized, but when I'm on stream, my brain can't process like where to look, so I always get kind of lost because I have so many folders. Just give me a moment. I can find it. This is really, it's actually kind of cool. This is more color stuff that you guys might like. So I have two documents I'm going to open. I just gotta wait. Just give me a moment. I gotta hide some layers. So, okay, here it is. You ready? Here are some... Now, I haven't done the brown is strong here, but I did have a variant somewhere with like this sort of brownness to it. So I've got this version. Actually, there's one more document I have to open. One moment. There's another one that has more brown. I was thinking of a different one, but this one is, I want to use colors from too. Oh, where have I put it? I did this a while ago, so bear with me. It's a specific... It's a drawing, and it has... Okay, I think I've got it. And there's a lot of variants. Let me just get the right one. Okay. Oh, no, that's not... Is that the right one? I don't know. Because I've done different versions with... Here's the other document. Because I've done different versions with different palettes. So if I drag this one on, you can see that the colors are a little different. So I'll keep those both in. But this has a bit... It's sort of like an orangey kind of brown. But then I had this version where I was trying out different... just different combos. Just messing around. See, it's less brown than I remember, but we can use that as a base. And then there's this, which has just different... I don't know, just messing around with like color grading and stuff. So if I take one of these off, yeah, that's actually what the colors look like without this filter over it. So it's sort of... I mean, yeah, no, there is brown. I just didn't see it. So the brown is in this shot. It's on this version. You can see that his like face has like this sort of brown around it. So what I will do, I think this, I'll put this in the corner, and I'll put this in the corner. So I know this looks like an unrelated thing, but I'm gonna steal from myself and use color palettes I've already come up with and just see how it looks. Who knows? We might get something good. Because I feel maybe this might might work because there are no other characters that use brown yet. So I wanna see how it looks. It might not work. It might be the wrong. I might want to go more red maybe, but just trying stuff. You know, we're just messing around here. I just gotta remember to keep an eye on the time. I can't go on too long. So let's get a cooking, shall we? So I'll color pick. Okay, actually that's just the red I was using before. Oh wait, was I copying from this already? Was I subconsciously picking the same red, like reddy brown type color? Okay, so we might have to improvise a bit then. Damn, wow, I really do use the same colors a lot, don't I? Okay, let's go to the. I need to open this. Can I put that? Oh, can I put that in the corner? Because maybe this has a bit more brownness to it, or this one. Yeah, it's actually a bit more yellow than I remembered. But I brought this character up because I actually was color picking from a kookaburra to color this guy. Oh yeah, so it's the adjustment layer that makes it look red. I had a warm filter on it. Okay, that's a bit more. Okay, let's do it without the filter over it. Because I was like, yeah, I thought it was more brown, and it's because it was. It's just I had like a warming filter that made it look more orange. So this is kind of more what I was sort of thinking. It's got a bit more red in it, so we'll try that out. Actually, yeah, this is actually kind of looking more red. I don't know, because light brown just kind of looks red, doesn't it? Or just yellow. So I don't know how well that'll work. Because if I make it all the same color, it'll look red. Even though I'm trying to make it brown. Because brown is essentially just dark red, I guess. So maybe I turn the saturation down. I'll try that. Maybe down a bit more. Yeah, we'll try this color. And I'll pick something cool for this. I'll pick a different color for the shirt. See, that's as close to. I mean, it still looks a little too red. So maybe I will. What if I steal from that and like just desaturate it? It needs more yellow. That's what it needs. Yeah. Okay. I'll try this instead. We'll try that because it's too red. Although I do want to try red, but I don't want it to be that red. I want it to be a different red. I think I'd imagine this is more what you were thinking, right? This kind of brown. But I want to try, I'm not, let's try, I think the shirt maybe, but I want to try a different blue. It all looks a bit too pale. That's kind of what I was afraid of happening with brown. Is that it looks, we'll try doing it all kind of monochrome and just see how it looks. Because if we do all brown, yeah, it doesn't really look, I don't know how to, it gives me like Gears of War. Like that's kind of where my brain's going. I think at the moment I'm kind of preferring this one more because it's just more vibrant. I think it fits better with what I'm doing. I can't imagine this guy fitting in with Gabby's world that well. He just looks too. He doesn't look like a main character. He looks more like like an NPC to me now, I think. But hey, that's just a game theory. Oh, sorry, I had chat minimized. Oh, thanks, Ubu Anims. Sometimes I wonder if I'm slightly colorblind. I mean, maybe. Who knows? Maybe we're all colorblind. Technically, we are all colorblind because we can't see the entire spectrum of color. You can't see ultraviolet, so you're technically colorblind. I just blew. I know. Mind blow moment. You just need the Vsauce like outro. Red and black. We might try that next. Actually, yeah. I mean, this character whose name is Matty. He has a bit of a red and black. It's a specific red. I don't really know what kind of red this is, but I tried out a black shirt just to try it out, and then I had another version where it was like blue denim and red. But we might try this red and black combo because this red, black, and white, I like that. So we'll give that a shot. Because this one with the blue is kind of nice, but I think the blue, it's a bit strong. You know, I'm not so sure about that now. So if we stuck to just red, black, and this cream color, we'll give that a shot next. Man, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. Oh, cool. I forgot. I had a filter. I have a color grade filter, I think. Oh, no, that's just the levels, actually. Yeah, okay. So with the levels back on, it looks a bit better, but I'm still... It looks too brown. Like, it looks... Like, if you zoom out... Which one of these catches your eye? And to me, it's the red one. The brown one looks... It doesn't catch my eye enough. But it was worth a try. Let's make another copy. I'm going to make a copy of the red one. We'll try another combo. So I'm just going to color pick from my other character. That's right. Remember yesterday's strategy, boys. Just steal from yourself. That's the way. Oh, wait. That's his fur. Oops. I didn't want to make his fur red. I want to make his fur this color. So it's warm, but not red. No, you don't steal from your students. That's wrong. But yeah, no, I feel very lucky now because that art teacher I mentioned yesterday could have easily just stolen all my ideas, and I could have done nothing about it, but he didn't. He's very nice. In fact, he had some interesting. While I pick these colors, because he had an interesting project he was doing at the time. It was, he uploaded like, because I mentioned yesterday that he introduced me to Newgrounds and DeviantArt, because I wasn't really online. I didn't use the internet much, and he showed me these websites where people were posting art, and I thought, oh, that's so cool. But he had a animation, because he used to use Flash, that he was like a Flash guy, and he made an animation in Flash that was a story. It was like his own thing that he came up with, and it was the premise was that it was humans. It was computer viruses taking over the world, and he had this animation on his DeviantArt with like a whole. It was like a whole short film about it. I think it's still up somewhere, but he had this whole thing of like this guy would go into the computer. He gets like warped into the cyber, because this is like 2007 or something. So this is back when like the internet was kind of more niche. So it had more of that cyber chase type vibe where computers were kind of all mystical and stuff. But he had this whole thing where so the guy would get zapped into the computer and then find out that the computer was like the virus. It was infected with the virus that was going to take over the world, and worlds collide, chaos ensues type stuff. It had a lot of like Matrix energy to it. Like it felt very much like Matrix, but it was kind of its own thing. Where and I thought it was really cool because he had a character design for the virus called Spyware. That was the character's name, and he had like an arm cannon, and he had this cool like robotic eye thing. It was so cool. Like when I was like, oh, how old would I have been? I would have been like 9 or 10 years old, and I thought it was the coolest thing. And I hope that I think he's still, because we were when I caught up with him, he was still kind of talking about like wanting to have done something with it. But he mentioned that it was sort of like kind of difficult nowadays because the internet is not what it used to be now. So I don't think people would really get it now because it's like you know, computer. No one really talks about computer viruses anymore. Like that's not really the state of the landscape is different. Like viruses aren't what they used to be now. So it might not really resonate that well with modern like people, like Zoomers or whatever. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was really nice. And it was like AI, like spyware sort of vibes. Really cool. I forgot why I brought that up now. Yeah, oh yeah, because that was like his baby. That was his idea. And yeah, so I don't think he had any interest in copying my ideas because his ideas were way cooler. Like, let's be real. He had great material. So that's weirdly enough. Okay, so I'm just messing around here, right? And I've noticed that the red is kind of the same as this red, but slightly different. It's a bit more muted. So that's, I'll leave that as a maybe, because at least it feels very harmonious compared to the one with the blue, because something about it, it's just not, the blue is just too distracting. This one is a bit nicer on the eyes, I think, because it's all kind of monochrome, because literally every color is the same color. It's all red. It's just the values are all different. So I think this actually might be a good... It's just the cream and the red. That's it. So yeah, maybe, you know, that might be a keeper. But I am curious what a black shirt would look like. So I want to make a copy of this. Just let me group. I'm just going to move this. But you see how the fur color changes? Like, you know, he's got slightly green fur in one of them and slightly red fur. And I know it's probably like a small difference, but if this red version had green fur, it would look off. And you wouldn't be able to explain why, but you would know it would look off because the color is wrong. Even though it looks white, but it isn't actually white. It's an off-white. Or is that what it's called? I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's not white. It's like slightly not white. So let's try with a black. I'm going to try with a darker shirt with these same colors because I am morbidly curious on how that will look. Thanks, gamer. Thanks for sticking around. I liked the over part being grey and the under... Oh. Yeah, we'll try that next. I think what I'm thinking is the opposite, where the undershirt is black and the overalls are red. But we'll try the opposite too. I just got to make it darker for this to work. Oh. Okay, maybe not that dark. Because that's the thing as well. I don't want to go full black because black is it's a tough color to work with. I've noticed there's like certain rules. I don't remember what the rules are, but there's some rule about using black where it's like you don't want to go too overboard with it. Because is black a color, or is it just it's just no color but darkness? So it's kind of, you got to be careful. Do I need to... All right, well, let's get the color, because all I need to do is just change the... I'm going to make it slightly blue. It's not going to be like gray. It's going to have like a cool gray to it, just to kind of go against the red. Actually, that does... With the overalls, that does not look good. The overalls need to be, they're going to need to be brighter for that to actually work, I think. Like the straps, those straps look terrible. With, yeah, because if you look at the little preview in the top, like if I zoom out, it's too, you know, I can't explain it, but it looks bad. I can't explain why, but I know it's not it. That's not it. We'll try the opposite though, with the black overalls or a gray, or whatever. What was it? Gray. Yeah, we'll try that. Now I do want to be careful because, like I mentioned, gray is like a very desaturated Gears of War color, so I don't want to overindulge in those. But we'll try it just to see. But I think that this might work if the straps of the overalls were lighter. I'm just going to try that real quick. Actually, I should do it. I should do the values on this and then copy it, because I'm probably going to need the same values for the next one I do. So, just give me 1 sec. I just got to check something. I just got to remember to keep track of the time. 1 moment. Sorry. Damn it. Where's my email? I just need to check something real quick, because I got to remember. Because if I don't check, I'm gonna go in for like another 2 hours, and I'm gonna lose track of time. And I have to be somewhere. I just gotta remember. I gotta find something on my calendar. Okay, I'll give it another like 30 minutes. All right. So we'll try. I gotta change the layers. Oh, the values. That's it. I wanted to make the straps. Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this layer. I want to make brighter. Oh. I'm not too sure about it though. Yeah, it looks too similar to his fur now. The value. That might not work. But it looks, I mean, it's better, but I think the dark straps with a white shirt are easier to do. But that's just a theory. A game theory. I think I just need to make the straps on the color. It's just a bit too pale. Yeah, why is it so washed out? I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, it's really washed out. Hold on. That's why it looks off. I'll copy this. Slightly better. Not a lot, but slightly. All right, let's copy these values now and try the opposite palette. So what we will do, yeah, so we'll make the undershirt red and the overalls sort of black, just to test it. I'm not too sure about it, but we'll just see how it looks. I mean, we can always try stuff, right? That's kind of, I might need to adjust the values on the shirt a little bit, but that's kind of cool. Oh no, the canvas, it's frozen again. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to close some of this stuff. Let's because I don't want to destroy my RAM. So I need to like save that, and I don't know. See, because then it stretches it and stuff. I don't like it's like the freaking GPU or something is just, I don't know. Like I can't touch it. Like when I try and draw, it just won't update the canvas now. So I just got to close the document and reopen it. Oh, thanks for Mufai sticking around. Wow, 5 a.m. Dude, that's hardcore. Take care of yourself. What do I think of the FNAF movie? I have no idea. I don't follow FNAF. I don't really know what it is. Do I plan to add voice acting? Not really. Not in the traditional way. It's not plagiarism if you steal from yourself. Exactly, man. Okay, let's reopen that. And yeah, now that because I wasn't a big fan of red either, but it's growing on me. Because red, I don't know, red is a funny color. It's very bold. Like it's one of those very like alarming colors. So I kind of avoided using red a lot until recently. Because I'm looking at this I've got open in the background and it's like, wow, this is actually not, this seems so not like the kind of palette I would pick like 5 years ago. All right. Now it's open. Let's go and try gray or like whatever. I think we just, no, for real, I think. Oh no, I don't want to make it like gray. I think bluish gray is what we want. We don't just want flat gray because flat gray is boring. Like, yeah, look at that. It doesn't go. You got to have a bit of blue. I don't know what shade is the right blue to do, but you got to get a certain bluish gray. That's what you want. We'll do 200. Is that too much? Is that too saturated? Maybe 220. Yeah, I think 220. Yeah. So we'll try this sort of grayish blue. Look a bit more interesting, I think. I'm not sure. I need to change the backdrop. There's bits I like. I think I just might need to be a bit dark. I think it just needs to be darker, and the red shirt needs to be lighter, I think. Yeah, the shirt's too dark. I think that's what's throwing me off. So let's fix that. That's the that's the color layer. I also just kind of realized that I can just because all of this is the same color, so I can just get rid of these adjustment layers for each one, and then just have it on the group. So I have the color adjustment on the group now. I don't know why I wasn't doing this earlier, but now I can change the color of the entire thing. Oh, hey, look, it's the Mario palette. Oh, yeah, the Mario palette. Let's go. Yeah, well, I'll leave that on for a moment. I can't do blue because Gabby has blue, but we'll just leave that on just for a laugh for a moment. And I'll add this to the group as well, so I just have to do it once. I know, the red's fine. I need to change the values, that's it. Just make it Mario. So where I need values, that's it. Oh. Interesting. So that levels kind of makes the shirt look darker. Almost. I need to pick a specific... Yeah. It's alright. I'm just looking at like the black and white of it all. But I think the overalls... Oh, I want to try another thing there. I want to make the pockets darker. It's tied to this. Okay, it's on the same layer. So we'll try it. We'll try it. If I make them dark. Maybe. If I get the mask so it doesn't do the straps, that's a maybe. But values, it looks a bit too... Not enough contrast. Or I don't know, maybe... Because there's a lot of contrast with his fur now. So I don't know, maybe it might be a good thing. But I think the shirt, I need to make that a little brighter. It looks a little... It blends too much, I think, with everything else. The other layer. I gotta brighten that just a little. Pick that value instead. Yeah, that's a bit better. A bit more contrast. All right, let's put the color back on. There we go. And then I can just go to the overalls. So I can make it gray. The blue's funny, like I can't do the blue, guys, okay? It looks like Mario. I can't go ahead with that. I can't follow through on the blue. It just looks... He looks like it's like Mario, but he's also like it looks like he's just come back from picking apples in the vegetable row. You know what I mean? No, apples aren't in the vegetable row. What am I saying? No, like, you know, he looks like he lives in like a rural farm. I don't know why. I think it's just the shade of blue. It just gives me that energy. So I can't I can't do that. We'll do the blue gray. But I'll make it a little purpler. And we'll bring the saturation a little down just so it's like more of a gray. I mean, I'm not too big on the gray myself, but it's worth trying. Which one of these do I like? I don't know, they're all kind of have issues, I think. Because if I zoom out, I think in terms of like, maybe just in values, I think I can tell you which one I prefer. Let me just turn off the color. Because each of these have different values on them. I'm just trying to sort of look at the values without any background distractions. Because I look at this, I like the values on the last one the most. But they are pretty similar to the ones on the left. I don't like the middle one. The straps are too bright and the shirt's too dark. So I like the ones on the sides more. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the middle one, the values. It's not... I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. But if I turn the color back on... I don't know, I gotta look at some of the older ones I did, just to sort of see where we came from. Because we started with these. Which, I like the red. I'm not a big fan of the brown. And then we had these ones where I tried red. So I think like sticking to like these colors but putting them on his whole body. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking... let me just check how much time I have. Do I have time to do one more? Because if I can do one more, I'm going to try the red overalls, but the shirt. I'm going to do something different and not have it blue. I'm going to try something else. I just got to check. Yeah, I think I can do one more. I'll do one more. Matte black and blue. See, I can't do blue because Gabby's blue. Because the other thing I got to do as well is... Let me just save. The other thing I have to consider... I have a layer of this as well in the background here. So this is another like test sketch I had from the other day. Because the challenge... And I'm going to do a little... I would like to do a little bit of tweaking on Felix as well if I get time like later. Because Gabby is pink and blue. Felix, at the moment, is leaning to like yellow and green. So with Calder, because the thing is, I don't want them to like overlap and share colors because I want each of them to stand out. But I also want to pick colors that go together, which is kind of a challenge. So with Felix, it works because green is complementary to pink. But Gabby doesn't use green, she uses blue, because I think pink and blue look good together. But technically, pink and green go together as well. So the green on Felix kind of ties her to Gabby, because Gabby has her pink hair, Felix has his green hoodie. And I think the yellow and blue, I like. I've seen those colors work together. So the fact that he's got this yellow blonde hair, I think kind of goes well with Gabby's blue costume. It's just Calder because he's sort of like left out. Now I was trying around things where I had Felix use like oranges and reds, but I don't know if that really fit his personality. So I've gone for more greens for him. Because I think the other reason too is that I tried greens on Calder and they just did not work. So I think the greens belong on Felix. And I think that, yeah, Calder, he doesn't work with the greens. I had blue on Calder originally, but Gabby had blue as well, and they looked like they were matching too closely. Like they looked... I just didn't want them having the same colors, because I want them to be different. So I want to avoid using colors that I've already used, but have it also go. And it's hard. I've spent so long trying to figure out what that's going to be. But I think this sort of red that I was thinking to do, I like how it goes with the rest of the cast. I know it's a bit distracting because of the crate, but I think that orange and that blue I like. And with the yellow of Felix, I like how they go. It's just Calder's kind of difficult because of his white fur. Because the white, you have to do something that looks good with white, and that's hard. So you know, this is what we've been trying stuff. What could work, but I want to avoid blue if possible. So I'm liking this sort of. I think the red, I'm liking. I want to keep. It's just the secondary color. If there should, I don't know. Maybe we just make it all the one, like the first image here. Where it's like all red. But I feel like I want to try and add a second one. I don't know. It's tough. Maybe orange and red. I don't know. Maybe. So I'll copy. Gotta see which set of values I like more. And then I'll copy one of these and do another one. Which of these values do I like? Because on the one hand, they look similar, but they're slightly different. If we zoom out, because on the left, the straps are a bit darker, and the shirt is a bit less, there's less contrast on the shirt. I think I actually like that one more, actually, on the left. Because the one on The one on the right, I can't really tell what is connected to what because the shirt is the primary shirt color is blending with the straps too much. It looks like it's one thing. Whereas the left one, it looks like the straps are separate objects from the shirt. And I like that. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to copy the values from that and start one more. So I'll save, I'll just, yeah, make a copy. And I'll just have these open in the corner. Because I don't know why, but the red on this character, I think I like it better on Maddie. And I don't know why. Because the red looks different on Calder for some reason. And this, by the way, this is not a Project Feline character, by the way. This is just for something else. But I'm gonna steal colors from me anyway. I had like 2 versions, man, I don't know. Because that had blue, but I don't want to do blue too much. So I'll try and stick to sort of these. Maybe I'll try using that gold. Maybe that's what maybe gold. Maybe. I think that's because I think the red, it's a bit too monochrome. I feel like. So we'll try that kind of gold on Maddie's neck, maybe, for Calder. On his shirt or something. So let's get a cooking. I'm gonna mess around a little with maybe brightening the red up a little. And I want to bring this layer back. Just to have, because that had a slightly different... oh, maybe it is the same orange, I'm not sure. Or the red is orange. It could be the same, I'm not entirely sure if it is. Oh wait, do I have this... Hold on, do I have that open already? Oh, I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. Because, I mean, this other second palette uses kind of that orange, like goldy orange sort of thing too. So we'll give that a shot. Why not use black? Well, we tried that and I didn't like it. It was too dark. It kind of throws off, because then you have to make the straps white, and having the white straps with white fur it's challenging to look at from a distance. Something just doesn't look right. Do I still have that layer? I'll show you, because I've seen 2 questions now of what if we did black shirt. See, that's how it looks. But if you zoom out, it's a bit hard to tell what's going on, because the neck is there and that's really bright, and then the straps are also bright and they're kind of intersecting with it. And it's like it's just a bit busy, whereas the other ones it's just a bit easier on the eyes, you know? I don't know. That's the best I can explain. I'm no color professor or anything. I'm just telling you how I see it. And also, yeah, black isn't really a color. It's a shade. So I don't really want to go there. The only time I've seen black work on a character was Shadow the Hedgehog. But I'm not making Shadow the Hedgehog, okay? So that's that. Oh, actually, I think I'm liking the gold. I'm liking that. Oh, thanks, Miko Rooney. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty relaxed myself. I think it's because I'm actually doing, like, stuff I'm decent at instead of programming. Those streams are the most stressful because I'm, like, there trying to process stuff and entertain people, and it's difficult. Very difficult. Oh, hey, maybe we can put in a bit of that gray, just not everywhere, just in little accents. Maybe that. Maybe I'm actually I'm digging that a bit. I'm digging it a bit. Is that the same? Oh, it's slightly different shade. And here's where the limits of my color knowledge come in, because you see that little like hue bar in the middle? Because I've got two grays on this and on this, and they look the same, but they're actually different slightly. One of them's a little bit more blue, and the other one's a little bit more turquoise. Now the thing is, I imagine that someone that is really good with color will know it to make it a little, like, they'll know whether to make it more turquoise or more blue, and I don't, because it's so desaturated. I honestly can't tell what is the best one. Like, you can see it change slightly, and there's probably a rule, there's probably something, there's some like heuristic or rule that is like determines what shade of gray that should be. But I don't know. I just kind of eyeball it and think, does this go? I think the more turquoise, because the more blue, I think more turquoise. I'll do like 200. I think that shade of gray is what I'm thinking. Because if we contrast that, it's like slightly more purple, which actually maybe that might work. If we make it a little more purple. But it's so slight, but I'm sure that there's gotta be some color expert will probably have something of like, oh yeah, there's a reason why you would pick this hue and not that hue in this situation. But I don't know what that rule would be exactly. You know what? Maybe I can just to kind of help. I know this is a weird thing to fixate on, but let's chuck this into Adobe Color and see what the opposite color from that red is, and we'll pick that, because I know some rules, and I know that if you add like shades that are like complementary, it like looks good sometimes. So we'll give that a shot. Just, I don't know, we'll just see what happens. So we'll get this shade of red. It's like 15 red. So here's our Adobe Color. We'll just paste that in. And I guess we'll paste in that gold, but we'll just feed it the colors that we've got just to see what happens. And I'll try and pick... Okay, so it's trying to do stuff already, actually. So, let me just close some of these windows. I'm just gonna get the red, and then I'm gonna make... So we'll make the primary color red, because it's like the central color. And then we'll pick complementary. Okay, see, this is kind of what I was thinking. I feel like maybe, yeah, because this is less blue and more green. It's got more green in it. And the reason, because it's like it's like the opposite on the color. So I think that means, what I'm interpreting that as, is that gray should have a hint of turquoise. And not blue, but turquoise, because that I mean, according to this theory, it should go better with the red, because it's opposite. So... I don't know, this is such a weird thing, right? But I know it's gray, it's very desaturated, but that slight difference, it might, you know, you gotta pick the right gray, you know what I'm saying? So that's what the actual color looks like, but if we desaturate that to like 10, see how it's a slightly different gray now? I've actually added a bit more saturation to it. But you can see the old one was more blue, and this one's a little more green. And it's like, oh, well, that's not gray, that's like green. But against the red, it should look better. That's the game theory. And I think it kind of does. Something about it, it's so slight, but it works. Wait, did that do anything? Is that actually working? Oh, no, okay, I think that is working. Yeah, it's working. Because if you make it more blue... Yeah, it's just kind of, you know... So we don't want to go full saturation. I think maybe we need a little extra saturation, maybe. Maybe like 20%. I don't know, maybe that's a bit too much. Yeah, I think it's a little much. We'll tone it down a little. It's just a bit strong. It looks a little dirty, so we'll bring it back to 10. Cool. I'm actually kind of digging the gold. And then if you zoom out, you can see it still kind of holds up from far away. At least I think so. It's literally, yeah, we've literally just like copied the colors from my other character. That is so funny. I did not think I would be using this palette on this. And I'll bring up, for those who haven't seen what a kookaburra looks like. They are a native Australian bird. And that actually, you know what? We can dissect this a little because I've just noticed something about it. So here's what a kookaburra looks like. And here is here's Matty. We'll compare the two. Oh, I just wanted... Oh, what's going on? Okay, I wanted to show them side by side. So I got the inspiration, but you can see I've changed it a little. But you'll actually notice that little blue and because it's a bit more brown. I've added a bit more red to my one. But that blue and brown, like if we go to the color wheel, and if we make this brown more kookaburra, you'll notice that the opposing color is actually that blue. So even in nature, you see these sorts of themes pop up. Like that blue accent on his wings is actually complementary to that brown. So all I've done for Matty, I don't remember doing this because this was a while ago, but I think what I did was I took the colors and then I just sort of hue shifted it that way a little to make it a bit more red, which means that the blue becomes more turquoise. So that's why I think with his eyes, maybe those might be the wrong shade actually. Maybe I need to make his eyes more turquoise. But yeah, it's and then I don't know where that gold where that would go. I guess it could be like a shade of this red, but just desaturated. You know, like if we bring all of that down a bit. Yeah, it's sort of similar. It's got a bit more yellow in it though. So I don't know if the yellow actually technically goes or not, but I think it looks good. But yeah, it's just that's a fun little bit of, I don't know. And then weirdly enough, I kind of like how that green looks with it all. I guess it's because it occurs in nature. But yeah, I love these birds. They're really gorgeous. And that kind of white, did I use that white on? I think I did on his jacket. It's sort of a similar kind of white, and a little bit on his fur too. It's like this sort of warm white. And yeah, that's where I get sort of color ideas. I always like the color of this. I think it's because like my room is kind of a similar color palette too, so that could be why. It's one of my favorite palettes. So I kind of just adapted it a bit, changed it a bit to be a bit more red. I'm wondering if we could pick it, now that I'm looking at the color wheel, I'm wondering if we could pick out if that gold actually still works. I'm not 100%. Because if we chuck the gold in, where does that, what goes with that? Oh, it's close. It's near, but it's not. I think that would be if you went to like analogous and you like selected that. One of these other colors would kind of, not that, sorry. Would kind of be similar to the red, like this one. Like if we blow that out, you can see that that's kind of a similar. Actually, I don't know what hue that is. I'm curious. 12. I think that's 12 too. Oh, that's 15. It's just a little different. Yeah. We'll let's try. We'll make this red slightly redder. So we'll make it 12 instead of 15. I know it's a very slight change, but I think it needs to be less. It needs to be a little more red to go with the gold. I get the feeling. So we'll give that a shot real quick. It's very slight change, but... And then that might need to come a little... It might need to like come down a bit. It might need to be a bit more blue or a bit... Yeah, a little more turquoise in it. So I'll copy this So that's okay. So instead of 160, we type 166. Instead of 166, it's 160. So it's just a little more green. And again, I don't know if this is how you're meant to use the color wheel, but that's what I don't know. That's what I pick up on, I guess. I wonder, should I try putting gold on the belt or something? Would that work? Ooh, maybe. Oh no, that does not look good. Yeah, no, I'll leave that alone, whatever it was. Yeah, oh. Maybe that. I think the buckles, though, I might need to change those. I think those need to be gold, not red. Oh, interesting. So if I turn that layer off, that's how it looks without... And I've just drawn... I accidentally drew this line. Let me get... Okay, I undid that now. Okay. Oh, no, I just hid the layer. Wait, why is there... Okay, it's gone now. We might... I don't know. We can always try... Maybe that red is nice. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave that in. Or not. I'm not sure. How does it look when I do this? When I just make that gray? Nah, I don't like it. I think, yeah, it's just, there's something, maybe it's just maybe it's the straps. Maybe I like having them red. And if I made those a little darker, I don't know, it looks, I think, no, let me mask it off like that. Yeah, because I like having the pockets at this color. But I'm not so sure. There's something that's kind of bothering me about it. Can't put my finger on what. But I like this one better than the others. I don't know. I might need to just let that sit for a... Oh, sorry, I had chat minimized. I wasn't paying attention. Sort of copper? Yeah, I guess it is. Maybe... Okay, I want to try some more stuff later. I think one thing I might try... Maybe I'll look up pictures of copper and just, like, pick from that. Because I don't know, there's something... It's like the gold and the green... I'm not vibing. The red and the gold. It's just the It's not. Well, it is technically green, but it's like a dark, desaturated green. I like that because the thing is, I like that shade with the red. I just don't like it with the gold. It's just kind of. It's just not. It doesn't look good for just the top bit only, but the bottom half, like that half, I like that. But the top half is just a little... it's just, you know, it's just a little something isn't quite... I don't know. But the bottom half I really like. He'd have paint buckets poured on his head. Yeah. Oh, what my favorite suggestion yesterday was when someone said that his pouches should be for keeping like freshly baked salmon. He just has his salmon pouches. He just whips out like salmon from them. I just thought that was really funny. You don't think it's red enough? Interesting. In my exquisite opinion, should be in prison for specifically arson. Okay, Very exquisite opinion. Very exquisite. Yeah. But look, I like the gold with the red. It's just and I like the gold with the fur too. It's just the straps. But the straps go with the red. It's just yeah. But then if I do red straps, it just looks it's too much. I need to have some dark. Oh, what if I did this? It's like pale. It's like no color at all. Yeah, wait a minute. Wait, I have an idea. What if I'm gonna make a copy of this for a backup. You might know where I'm going with this. Let me just move it. Yeah, in retrospect, I was really not digging the bright red stripe. Yeah, that's terrible. I don't like that. But what if I did let me just collapse all these. What if I did the stripes but for the shirt as well, like that green? What if I did that? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna stop me? Yeah, that kind of goes more. Yeah, I think I like that more. Because it's using the same, it's complement. That's why it's because it's complementary. See, I know my color theory. It's because literally it's complementary. I know it's like not saturated, but if you do the hues only, it's exactly opposite with the red, which is that's one of the rules of color, is that opposite colors look good. Because the gold was not, I don't know where that was on the spectrum there, but it wasn't going with that green. Yeah, and the reds look, yeah, I think so too. I just really hope that the values are still like good. I think. Like if I turn the color off, is that still, I just got to make sure the shirt isn't too light. I think it still holds up. Maybe I'm curious if I got rid of the stripes. Just to see. Oh no, that's got the layers the wrong way around. Yeah, like I'm curious. Just want to see what happens if I made the shirt one color. Oh no, that's a values thing. Oops, sorry, my bad. I was on the color layer. Because I'm just want to make, I like it, but I just want to try one more thing with this shirt. Like if I made it all one color. No, maybe I'll leave it alone. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, there's like missing bits here. Let me add those. Oh wow, that's very rough. Maybe. I think I'll go back. I liked having a bit of variation there, but I think I just need to make the highlight slightly less bright. It needs to just come down a little bit. It needs to come down to maybe like B2. Yeah. So, oh, I cancelled it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to make it a little more gray. So you see it's going to be slightly darker now. I think I like that. Yeah. Yeah. And then I have my color filters over the top if I want to turn those on. Yeah, because they're... Okay, so here's a little... I don't know if this is the way you're meant to use color grading, but I've noticed I have a filter called 3-strip. It's a color loot texture thing. And I always notice that it makes my stuff look better. So if I turn that on, you'll notice that the reds are redder. But it's not like it isn't just adding saturation. It's like unifying the colors a little bit more. So the reds are a little closer together. And I always find, like, I've done that on Gabby and I thought it looked better. And it makes the fur a bit more light. Like, that's it with it off and with it on. I think I like how that looks with the 3-strip filter. Yeah. 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 Because that's different to the other characters, which is good. Thanks, Nate. Red dynamite. What's red dynamite? Is like literal dynamite, or like is that some type of Pantone color? Now I gotta make sure, because people come up with like really weird color names. Okay, so he's literally talking about dynamite. I thought it was some kind of like, you know what I mean? You know when people like, oh, it's burgundy pink, or some name that they make up, something like that. I thought that's maybe what that was. Just a bomb. Yeah. The Dynamite Man. Cool. Well, I might leave it there because, yeah, so I'm kind of, let me turn off let's do a bit of just a recap before we close. Cuz I want to get him on his own there. And because if you look at him next to his older one that I had, let me just like close. Yeah, like if we look at what I was gonna try compared to what we ended up with. I mean, I'll turn off the filter. I think it looks a bit strong. Yeah, that's better. So if we put them side by side, maybe we'll give. I think we should give them the same background, maybe. Because the fur is whiter on the old one. I don't know. Maybe I should I leave that alone? Because I actually didn't think about the fur color yet. Does it look good, warmer or cooler? Maybe warmer, because the rest of the character's warm. Maybe. Or maybe cooler, because that'll go opposite to everything. I don't know. But the red is a bit lower. It's more red in the newer one. And the gray is kind of the same, it's just a bit greener, and the grays are more smart. Like, it isn't just some random gray, it's like a greenish gray. So I think it looks really close actually to what I was thinking to do originally, but it's kind of more solid. Salmon pink. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna try that real quick. And also, yeah, his proportions are just kind of better in the new drawing, because this first one was literally from a sketch, literally done in like 10 minutes. The second one I actually put some time into, and you can see that his torso is like better proportioned. His arms are a little better. It's the same pose, but his like, I've kind of put more thought into his sort of shape. So salmon pink fur. We'll give that a shot. Why not? What does salmon pink look like? Salmon pink. Huh. It makes it, I don't know. I know I just took a color and just put it over the whole thing, but it makes it's too grayscale. It's too monochrome. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, it was going over the whole thing. That's why. Okay, no, my bad. That was my fault. I got to put it underneath. No, yeah, it doesn't go. It doesn't really go well with this color. With the, it doesn't look quite right. But there is something I do want to let's Adobe color it and see I don't know. Let's chuck the red in and see what colors it recommends for us. So if I was to chuck in the red, and if I did like mono triad, what does it give us? It gives us blues and it gives us greens. I don't know if I want to split complementary. Maybe this kind of blue, but you know, desaturated a lot. Just trying it. I don't know. It probably is going to look bad, but I just want to try it out. Oh no. What if I got to desaturate it a little bit? Nah, he looks sick. No. He looks ill. Maybe not. What about this? Whatever. If I do double split complementary and pick this gold, I'm curious what that'll look like. It's similar. Oh no, it's literally 2 hues different. So I think we were actually kind of close. So all I need to do is just change this to 30 instead of 33. And that'll be exactly split complementary with the red. So what we had there was actually kind of in the rule book somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So all we had to do is just hue shift it by like a degree. Wait a minute, is that the... I don't think I copied... Did I copy the color correctly? Yeah, so I just gotta copy that color. That's funny. Because yeah, his entire rest of his body is going to use the same color with different values. Like his nose, his eyebrows, it's all the same color. It's just different hues. It seems to be slightly changing the color each time I paste it for some reason. I don't know why that's happening. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Because yeah, because when you do it in this value, it looks brown. So his nose looks brown, his eyes look brown, but then you lighten it and it looks like this cream color. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So it's kind of close, but I can kind of see, I see something now that I didn't see before with the old one. Because yeah, I think the fur, it was I don't know, maybe that could still work. There's still bits I like about it, but I think it had a little too much green in the fur on the first one. This one, the second one looks a little more sort of cohesive to me. I can't not see the Among Us in the front. Shut up. There is no Among Us. There is no imposter among us. Stop it. Give him a gun and roller skates. No, he's not. He doesn't need guns. Make him like Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, let's be real though. Calder would destroy Shadow. Shadow next to Calder. Let's get a size comparison. Because no, I'm gonna stand behind this because the ultimate life form. That's what they claim Shadow is, right? He is. I'm just trying to find a picture that has a transparent background. Hold on, because he's ultimate, but he's tiny, and he has no... Hold on, how do I want to drag... I just want to drag and drop him in. Yeah, there we go. Let's do a size. Because, I mean, think about it. Shadow would be like that tall. Calder's gonna destroy him, wouldn't he? Like, come on, guys. Let's be real. Shadow doesn't stand a chance. Give him a rocket launcher. Give him the coin maskman from Ultra Kill. I don't know what that is. He looks he would be this. He would sound like the guy who ran that shop in the mountains in Frozen. I don't watch enough movies. I don't get that reference. I'm sorry. No, but no. See, because have you seen the guns in Shadow the Hedgehog? They're not actual guns. They're like in the trailer, he has a pump action rifle. Okay, they're not real guns. Calder is gonna, he deflects bullets with his big forearms. It just absorbs the impact. That's how he rolls. Yeah, Shadow's, he's tiny. Look at him. He has no volume, no muscle, he's got no form. Calder, he's got form. He's got volume. You know what I'm saying? Calder is the ultimate life form. He's the bear. And also, yeah, Shadow gives weak hugs, so Calder wins. Automatically wins. Anyway, I'm gonna save that and I gotta go. Let me just save what these colors are. I'm gonna Control S. But yeah, so I think I'm happy with that. I might come up with some other thing on the train or something, but I think I'm liking this. I think I'll have, in my spare time, I'll put them next to the other characters and see how it holds up, because that's the ultimate test, just putting them all together and seeing. Yeah, he just earthquake it, exactly. But yeah, anyway, is that saving? I just want to make sure that actually finishes saving before I exit. Yeah, he's only using 1% of his power, exactly. You don't know what he's capable of. Stronger than Shaggy, that's right. You know why he's stronger than Shaggy? Because the guy who made Calder has now put thought into his color palette, and this is going to give Calder lots of confidence, okay? Because I've given him love and attention, and he's gonna be a well-developed character now, okay? He's gonna know who he is. Are these other characters? I don't know, man. Can they confidently say that the people put time and thought and care into them? I mean, maybe, probably, but yeah, I raised my boy right. Okay, nothing beats being like raised with love and attention and care. That's how he's gonna win every fight. Okay, that's because he's at peace or something. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it there. Thanks again so much for coming and hanging out. Appreciate it. Glad you could sort of give me some like eyes on this for colors. And yeah, it was fun. I'm kind of sad that I'm sort of done with this now, because I would honestly just do this every day if I could, because picking colors is fun. Anyway, I will, not sure when I'll be back on, because I'm gonna be really busy next week, and it's like boring stuff, so I might not stream it, but I don't know. If you want to check when I'm live next, hit that bell. The big bell in the corner of the screen, and you'll know when, because I just hop on when I hop on. So hit the bell. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, Matthias, for gifting all the memberships. For the members that have just joined, I have a Discord server that you should now have access to. I don't know how to, I think you have to link your Discord and YouTube account and it'll show up, but you might need to Google that. But yeah, thanks again so much.